All right, we should be live now.
Very nice, very nice.
I go mute.
Wait, Bo, we are live on YouTube, but we're not live on what is it called on the Zoom call yet.
Yeah.
So you can still unmute in Discord.
Oh, okay.
He was too ready for it.
He was
I'm,
too
I'm,
ready.
I'm just too good.
Bo, do you even have open the doc, like the question doc?
Yeah, I do.
This guy, like, imagine, like, he just freestyle his questions into everything we prepared, like, just randomly, like, yeah, how's your day?
Yeah.
What's your favorite sushi?
Hello, everyone who's waiting for the interview. I hope you're having a nice, well, it's morning for us. Very early morning for us.
That's true.
Very early morning for us, but yeah. I hope you're looking forward to the interview. We'll be getting on with it soon. They're just sorting stuff out. We can't hear
All
Commander
good.
well. Do I need to speak up?
They can't hear you well? Did they
Louder.
write that, or?
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. That's good. For the Zoom call, it will be a bit louder, so yeah, the audio levels will change in a bit. And if we're going to the questions, who's gonna do the first one? Maybe you, Command, as you do the introduction, and then Bo second, me third.
I mean, like, we'll just go rapid fire, I guess.
Rapid fire, yeah, we all hit him.
I might
Yeah.
just ask him how he's been enjoying Japan and stuff
Yeah.
first. Just ask
All
that
right.
first, just kind of ease into it.
All right, yeah. I mean, also, can like maybe in the introduction you can tell him that like 3 persons gonna ask him question, because I feel like maybe it makes sense because he's maybe not assuming that we are free. I'm not sure if he's checking the Zoom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If my mic is a bit quiet, guys who are watching, it will increase in a second once we hop on the Zoom call with Stax. So
This is indeed correct. I can also adjust the volume of your mic for the later part when we have the normal press conference, but right now I don't want to change it to mess it up.
yeah.
It's a good thing I got a cup of coffee. Oh, and my voice just broke.
That's the 5:30 in the morning voice crack.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
That's exactly how I thought the Twitter guy Bo Dork sounds like.
Yes,
Midnight
of
here
course.
in Brazil.
It's
hope
midnight
you're-
in Brazil.
Yeah, I'm glad you stayed up for it. Should be a good interview.
My condolences.
My condolences. What is local time actually? Do we know the local time in Japan?
Great question.
Isn't
think
it
it's like-
like 9?
Something
I don't
like that.
remember.
It's kind of early.
Oh no,
morning.
it's 12:30.
Never mind.
Never
12:30.
mind. I was so far off that.
Will you be streaming the press conference as well then? Yes, we will. We definitely will. It's morning in
Yes.
Pakistan. Nice.
Good morning.
It's very early morning here.
It's 5:30.
4.
4:30 for you, Command. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll probably leave during one of the press conferences just to make some porridge. I am hungry.
I think I've got some fruit in the fridge, so I might have to go and grab that in the press conference.
Honestly.
Have some breakfast.
We just all take interns. We just slowly leave.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to leave. I mean, one of us can always go and grab some food, right? While the others are taking part of the conference.
True.
Honestly, I have to grab some food at one point. Wait, I have a question. Do we know? Hey, we're just waiting for the translator. Okay. Can we reply to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All good.
I gotta
Good
do
morning, Liquid Boy, Danish boy, and British boy. Damn.
it.
Asian
Not
boys
wrong.
finally
Actually,
don't
I
have to
actually
suffer.
here.
Good point.
I got the liquid shirt on right now.
I think I'm gonna enjoy Tokyo because I'm gonna like wake up to the later matches. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Then I realized that the playoffs are all at later times. Like not later, like earlier. Like I think in the group stage you have potential 3 matches, right? But then playoffs it's maximum of 2 matches, and there will be at like 4:30 and 7:30 for you, I assume. So you will see the
And we also start off with Foot versus EG.
So nobody's gonna be awake for that game anyway.
at Lock and people would have said, "Oh, toilet bowl." Now people realize, damn, those teams are actually fucking good.
True. I'll be awake to watch Demon 1. Just kidding, I'm not gonna be awake, but
Real.
I'm gonna be awake for the liquid matches.
The normal press conference should be like in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Depends. Don't worry. Command being quiet is gonna be fixed in a second.
I mean, wait, right click command. Command, I increased your volume actually in Discord, so it should be better now. Can you
Hello.
say something? Yeah, I mean, I can actually increase it. I bump it all the way up. That should,
Well,
It has been fixed.
it has been fixed.
We've been dealing with this for like ever since the start,
Can you say
and
something?
now it's suddenly fixed.
my Discord is so messed up, I don't know why.
I think it's slightly adjusted now. It should be better. It's not ideal, but it should be better.
Bodork looks like less.
No cap.
That's good.
Sheesh.
That's actually hilarious. Oh. Yeah, I don't have the chat open for the first bit of this. Oh, here he is. There we go. All right.
Hey everyone. Are you guys ready for the interview with Stax?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Take it away.
Mute in Discord.
Alright.
All right. There we go.
Hello. Hello. I hope you're doing very well today, Stax. I'm really glad to be able to interview you. I hope Japan is treating you well so far.
어떠냐고. 일단은 가까워서 너무 좋고요. 그리고 이제 음식이나 이런 것도 너무 만족스러워서 컨디션은 좋은 것 같습니다.
Korea, so I'm really glad that it only takes about 2 hours to get here. And I'm also like pretty happy with the food and the culture as well. So yeah, I'm super satisfied.
Ah, that's great. It's great to hear. Obviously we're gonna ask about Masters Tokyo. But first we just want to ask a few kind of smaller questions just to kind of get into things. So we just wanted to, first thing we want to ask is, who's your current favorite agent that you're playing?
일단 자잘한 걸로 시작을 하고, 지금 요즘에 하는 요원 중에서 가장 좀 좋아하는 요원?
요즘에는 좋아하는 용어 스카이를 픽하겠습니다.
Sky.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Bangovich,
Alright.
if you wanna, do you wanna go for it as well?
Yeah. Hello from my side, Stax. The next question we have for
Is he
you is
muted
like,
now?
yeah, you've been part of the team
think
since
so.
the Vision Strikers days,
But
and
if you wanna
therefore
ask a
been
question,
through a
go for
lot
it.
of changes.
Which
period?
Yeah, I mean,
of-
like,
Hmm?
I think we have like a general question regarding the team here during Masters Tokyo. So you guys played with Zest during the grand finals instead of Foxy9. Is that a long-term decision, or are you guys looking to bring him back for the upcoming matches?
아직까지도 정해진 거는 없고요. 저희도 좀 혼란이 없는 상황이기 때문에 어떻게 될지는 저희도 잘 모르겠습니다.
Nothing's said yet. We're still kind of trying to figure it out. So we don't really know what's exactly going to happen for Masters.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I think I fixed my mic. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, the next question I have for you, Stax. Could you imagine playing in another region, EMEA or Americas? And if yes, which region would you like to play in? And this is a question like always, like also for the future. It doesn't need to be like next year, but it could also be like in 5 years, just generally.
그냥 붙어보고 싶은 선수만
아니요. 그 만약에 에이펙 말고 다른 지역 가서 선수로 뛸 수 있으면은 굳이 지금이 아니라 뭐 5년 뒤, 10년 뒤라고 했을 때 가서 좀 선수로 활동하고 싶은 리그가 있는지.
아, 마음은 EMEA이지만 뭔가 이제 뭐라 해야 되지? 음식이나 이런 것들은 이제 미국이 좀 더 잘 돼 있을 것 같아서
음.
미국을 선택하겠습니다.
I would choose Americas. I mean, my heart would say, go for EMEA, but in terms of food and everything, I just think Americas would be like a better region to play in.
And kind of following on from that, are there any, what do you think are the stylistic differences between the regions? And is there anything that you try and implement in your play in DRX that, from other regions that you see?
지역별로 좀 어떤 스타일 차이가 있는지 그리고 좀 DRX가 거기서 아이디어를 가져와서 좀 기용해 볼 만한 게 있는지 물어봐요.
그냥 스타일을 따라해 보려고 한 적은 없고요. 그냥 캐릭터의 조합이나 이런 것들은 조금 본 적은 있었고요. 뭔가 그냥 나라별로 스타일도 얘기했으면 좋겠다.
네.
그냥 뭔가 유럽은 뭔가 조금 더 잘 쏘는 것 같아요. 미국도 잘 쏘는 것 같고 모르겠어요.
그치?
네, 모르겠어요.
아시아보다?
아니,
아니면은
아시아도
그냥
잘 쏘죠.
아,
그냥
네.
잘 쏜다?
아,
뭔가
네.
특별한 유니크한 스타일은 없다.
I wouldn't say there's like a distinct stylistic difference between the regions, but I would say like players in Americas and EMEA, they have good aim. They're cracked, I guess. But I'm just not saying that like APEC players can't shoot either. We have good aim as well. And I have looked into what the other regions are playing, like the comms and the agents and stuff, but I don't think I've tried to emulate how they play or kind of copy their style.
All right, thank you. Let me see. Okay. So there was an interview with Pankada a while ago where he kind of spoke about DRX being a bit like predictable in terms of their set plays and that kind of stuff. Would you agree to that? And what ways have you guys like tried to fix those problems?
일단은 판카다 선수가 한 말이 이해가 되는데 저희가 이제 아시아권에서 이제 스크림을 하다 보면은 엄청 공격적인 팀들이랑 많이 연습을 하다 보니까 조금 수비적으로 바뀌더라고 저희가 전진을 안 나가고 네, 그런 거를 이제 고치려고 노력을 했고 저희도 조금 변수를 주려고 노력을 했고요. 네, 뭐 그렇습니다. 변수 주려고 노력하고 있습니다.
Well, I understand where Pincata was coming from, but when we're screaming in APEC region, we're going up against and we're screaming up against a lot of aggressive teams, which kind of makes us be more defensive or passive. But we're trying to be more active and unpredictable, and we're still working on that.
In that kind of same area, in your practice while you've been in Japan or before in the APAC region, are there any teams that have kind of surprised you? Maybe some tier 2 teams in Korea, anyone that you've kind of gone, oh, I didn't expect them to be good, but they are.
그냥 저희가 잘한다고 생각하는 팀들은 잘했고 모르겠어요. 스크린을 많이 안 해와서.
We haven't really scrimmed a lot of teams yet, but nothing was like too left field. We weren't really that surprised. The teams that we predicted would be strong were strong, and teams that were mediocre were mediocre.
You guys are just too good. I wanted to kind of go through the kind of timeline of from the start of the year to where we are now. So in terms of lock-in, you did very well at lock-in, 3rd, 4th, losing to Loud in a close series. Were you happy with your performance overall?
만족하지 않고 있고요. 만족은 절대 안 하고 있고요. 그리고 이제 이번 퍼시픽에서도 만족 못했고요. 그냥 조금 방법을 빨리 찾아내야 될 것 같습니다.
No, not at all. I'm not satisfied with the results in the lock-in and how we performed, and for the Pacific as well. So I think we really need to find the key factor to boost our performance for Masters.
And do you think that at lock-in, the Brazilian crowd played any part in that in the loud game, or do you think it was more down to things that you've got in your own team to sort out?
그냥 관중들 때문에 머리.
아니면은 그냥 팀 자체 경기력의 문제는.
관중 문제는 전혀 아니었고요. 그냥 팀적인 게 좀 더 있는 것 같아요. 이것저것 트라이 해본 것도 있고, 원래 폭신한 선수를 기용하려고 했다가 제이스 선수로 바뀐 것도 있고, 그냥 뭐 이렇게 돼서 그런 것 같아요.
No, not at all. The crowd had nothing to do with how we performed. It's just that we were testing stuff out as well. And coming into lock-in, we were actually trying to have Foxy 9 as our starting 5, and that changed in a very short term. So yeah, it was more on us, I would say.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Moving into VCT Pacific, how much of an adjustment?
We can hear you now. We got you now.
Okay. Moving into VCT Pacific, how much of an adjustment was it for the team to go from playing a high-pressure single elimination tournament like lock-in to a lower pressure like 8-week split where you have to play week in, week out? Was there like a big adjustment for the team, or
그리고 스케줄?
락인에서 싱글 엘리미네이션 하다가 퍼시픽은 리그제잖아요. 그래서 좀 적응하는데 힘들었는지 많은 차이가 느껴졌는지.
적응이라기보다는 뭔가 퍼시픽 리그에서 했던 스케줄은 좀 너무 그냥 팀들한테 힘들었던 것 같아요. 그냥 조금 스케줄적으로나, 그러니까 뭔가 연습을 많이 하는 팀들한테는 엄청나게 힘든 스케줄이었고, 연습 적게 하는 팀들한테는 할만한 거였던 것 같습니다.
I guess I want to say it has been a very tough schedule for the APEC region teams. It was a tight schedule, and obviously for teams that practice a lot and scrim a lot, it was really tough and it was taxing. But I guess for teams that don't practice as much, it was like a, I guess, relaxed schedule for them.
And thank you. And maybe as a follow-up, which schedule do you prefer? Like the lock-in, like the tournament style, or the weekly style, like playing one game a week?
그러면 락인 아니면 리그에서 뭐 일주일에 한 게임 정도 계속 오래 하는 게 더 좋은지, 아니면 락인 때처럼 싱글을 이렇게 해서 토너먼트제로 가는 게 좋나요?
그냥 리그제가 좋긴 한데 힘들죠. 네.
Obviously, I would choose the latter, but it's still tough on the players.
Speaking of that Pacific League split, I know you mentioned before that you weren't super happy with your performance, but there were a lot of teams that improved a lot over the course of the split. Were there any teams that kind of surprised you going through that you thought might not be competitive, but they turned out to be?
퍼시픽에서 조금
놀라게 했던, 생각보다 잘했던.
생각보다 잘했다고 생각하지는 그러니까 팀 시크릿 선수, 팀 시크릿 팀이 잘한다는 건 알고 있었는데 그냥 더 잘해서 조금 놀랐던 거 말고는 별로 없었던 것 같아요.
I would say Team Secret, because like I expected them to be a strong team, but they performed even better and they were even stronger than I expected. So yeah.
And just as a follow-up to that, with Team Secret, obviously the only loss you guys took in the regular season was to them, and it was kind of a shock, I think, to the rest of the world. You know, we've seen you guys dominate for so long. Was that just kind of an off day, or did they anti-strat really hard, or what was your kind of perspective on that?
그냥 게임적인 문제보다는 저희가 너무 정신적으로 피폐해졌어가지고 조금 쉽게 졌던 것 같고요. 그래서 그다음번에는 멘트 잡고 해서 이긴 것 같습니다.
We weren't really in a good headspace. I wouldn't say it was like something that had to do with the anti-strat or the gaming aspect of it. We really tried to get our mentality back and mentality reset. And yeah, I guess after that, we got our mental back and we were able to stay strong.
All right, thank you. A quick question again regarding Foxy 9. Is the goal to have Foxy 9 permanently on the main roster, or are you sticking with the 6-man rotating system?
이제 그 주전을 폭신라인으로 바꿔 갈 건지 아니면은 6명이서 이렇게 돌아가면서 로테이션 할 건지.
근데 그것도 이제 감독이나 코치 형들의 이제 의견에 따라 가야 되는 거기 때문에 저는 의견이 조금 있긴 하지만 그거는 이제 저희가 선택할 권한은 없다고 생각합니다.
I guess it's up to the coaching staff. I do have my personal opinion on how we should run the roster and what we should do, but I don't think it's up to me, and I think it's up to the coaching staff.
Thank you so much. In the end of the Pacific split, obviously you guys went to the arena, and that was a great experience as a viewer. How did you find playing in an arena for the first time again since lock-in?
락인 이후로 이제 장충으로 옮겨서 좀 큰 경기장에서 했잖아요. 그런 경험이 좀 어땠는지.
그냥 진짜 마스터즈에서 하는 것 같은 느낌이었고 챔피언스랑 그래서 저희들한테는 좀 더 편했던 것 같아.
It was more comfortable for us because it kind of felt like we were playing at Masters or the Champions, you know, one of those big stage international tournaments. So yeah.
Yeah, great. And just as a quick follow-up to that, you guys played Paper X twice in the playoffs, and lost to them both times. I know you're good friends with a lot of the guys on there. Do you enjoy playing against them, first of all? And what are your kind of takeaways from those losses? Do you think they've kind of figured you guys out and you guys need to change something up, or will you guys be okay if you play them again?
일단은 만나기 싫은 팀 중에 한 팀이고요. 너무 게임을 좀 거지 같아서 그리고 이제 저희가 못했다라기보다는 그러니까 상대가 잘했다라기보다는 저희가 못한 게 훨씬 많고 내가 좀 너무 힘들어했기 때문에 지금도 현재 진행형이지만 그냥 그것만 조금 빨리 고쳐진다면 괜찮을 것 같습니다.
Well, actually, no, they're one of the teams that I do not want to go up against because they're really peculiar in their style. It's to the point where it's brutal, and I would like to avoid them as much as I can. And I think those two losses against Paper X, we weren't really in a good place mentally as well. So it was more on us rather than Paper X figuring us out.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, let's move on to the Masters Tokyo. You have arrived on the 6th of June, like a couple of days ago. How have you enjoyed the stay so far, and how is practice going in the little time you have so far?
연습은 어떻게 진행되고 있나요? 온 이후로?
그냥 늘 하던 대로 하고 있지만 네. 쏘쏘입니다.
It's so. I mean, everything is as usual. It's nothing different from other international tournaments.
And going into the tournament, your first game is going to be against ASE from China. Are you familiar with them? Have you played them before, you know, in scrims? And what's your view on kind of Chinese Valorant as a region?
AS라는 팀이랑 스크림을 엄청 많이 해봤고요. 그러니까 거기서 이제 한 선수가 이제 잘하면은 저희가 좀 힘들어지고 못하면은 엄청 쉽게 이기더라고요. 그 점을 좀 최대한 이용하려고 것 같고요. 그리고 중국 팀 스타일 자체가 조금 너무 뭐라 해야 되지? 공격적인 게 많아서 페이퍼렉스 같은 느낌이 많아서 좀 조심을 해야 될 것 같습니다.
Well, yeah, we have screened them a lot. And I feel like there's one player on that team, when he's really feeling it on the day, it's like it becomes really, really tough to stop them. So we really need to contain that player because when he's not performing or under delivering, then it makes it easier for us to win the games. So I guess we'll play that into them. And Chinese teams are basically very aggressive. So like Paper X, I would say. So we need to watch out for that aspect.
The other teams in your group are Evil Geniuses and Foot. How do you feel about those teams, you know, hopefully going up against them? And are you confident that you can make it out of the group in 2 games like you normally do it at international events?
일단은 이번 대회만큼 뭔가 첫 경기에 이제 그쪽 조가 안 걸려서 정말 다행이라 생각하고요. 그래서 빠르게 일단은 조금 저희가 회복을 해서 그 뭔가 이길 수 있다는 자신감을 가지고 임해야 될 것 같습니다.
Well, I mean, I'm super glad that I'm not on the other side. I'm not in their group. So yeah, thank God for that. And I feel like we really need to recover as a team and really bounce back to gain back the confidence that we need when we go through the group stages.
Thank you. Thank you.
Assuming you guys make it out of group, are there any other teams you really want to play against at Tokyo, or yeah, just a favorite team you're looking forward to play?
좀 만나고 싶은 팀?
그냥 다 만나봐서 잘 모르겠는데 그냥 좀 그냥 안 만나보다 ASC를 저는 선택했을 것 같아요.
I would choose ASC because it's the first time facing them in a tournament setting, and I think I have played against most teams here.
Are there any teams at the tournament that you really want a rematch against? I know you said not Paper X, but any other teams?
리매치? 저는 나중에 다 라우드랑 다시 한번 해보고 싶어요.
Loud, maybe later in the upper stages.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Dear X, okay.
I was just going to ask about, you mentioned the mental aspect of it, and you feel that, you know, some of the games you weren't in the right headspace mentally. Is that something that you've been working on for a long time, or is that kind of an issue that you've really, you know, tried to narrow down recently?
그래서 좀 이제 정신적으로 선수들이 힘들었다고 했잖아요. 그래서 좀 오랫동안 이런 걸 해결하려고 노력을 했는지, 아니면 이게 좀 갑자기 힘들어져서 갑자기 해결하려고 하는 상황인지.
옛날부터 힘들어 했었긴 했는데 그게 이제 갑자기 더 크게 작용이 돼서 저희한테 걷잡을 수 없이 커진 것 같고요. 그걸 이제 좀 고치려고 노력하는데 쉽게는 회복이 잘 안 되는 것 같습니다.
I mean, the mentality issue is something that we had for, I guess, a long time, or for quite a while. But I guess it kind of escalated and exploded this time around. So we're trying to recover, but you know, it's not that easy. It's easier said than being done.
Speaking of improvements, like DRX has been on the upwards trajectory since Masters Reykjavik, basically have placed within the top 4 in the latest tournaments. Do you think you can continue to improve and possibly even win a title?
일단은 우승은 무조건 이번 연도에는 뭔가 할 것 같다는 느낌이 들었고요. 모르겠지만 일단은 그냥 한번 해보겠습니다. 예.
Well, I personally have a feeling that we might just win an international title this year. I don't know very well. I don't know, but I'll try to make that happen.
Maybe as a follow-up to this, what do you think was missing in the last tournaments, which that you didn't make a grand final or didn't win a title? Like, yeah, what do you think was missing?
솔직히 말하는 거죠.
네, 우승을 못했던 이유가 뭐였는지.
그냥 아까 말했던 멘탈적인 문제가 제일 큰 것 같습니다.
The mentality stuff, as I said before.
Champions this year is going to be in LA, and obviously you're in Tokyo at the moment. Are there any other countries that you want to play in for an international event?
일단 미국 처음 보는 거여서 일단은 굉장히 좋고요. 그리고 이제 다른 곳에 간다면 조금 경치가 좋은 유럽 쪽으로 가고 싶네요.
This is my first time, actually. It will be my first time visiting the States, US. So I'm super excited for that. And if I could choose the next destination, I would say Europe, because, you know, it's great for sightseeing. They have great views and sceneries.
if you could pick any team to win this trophy that wasn't you, obviously, who would you want to see go on and win the title?
Fnatic.
Maybe more of a general question, but you have been part of like
이것도 통일돼야 되는
DRX
거예요?
since Vision Strikers. Which meta was the most fun for you to play in? Because like right now we have the Harbor Viper meta, which is for viewers at least a lot of things going on. So which did you enjoy playing the most?
저는 스카이를 처음으로 저희가 썼을 때가 제일 재밌었던 것 같아요.
When we first decided to run the Sky, it was the most fun for me.
Thank you.
Since you became the IGL of the team last year, is there that kind of mental leadership? Do you think that's something you can still work on, or do you think that's kind of a team collective thing?
이제 스택스 선수가 IGL 하면서 좀 선수들을 이끌고 가야 되잖아요. 그래서 약간 이렇게 선수들을 이끌어가는 게 팀원 전체가 그거를 도와주고 있는지 아니면은 스택스 선수가 더 열심히 해야 되는 건지.
반반인 것 같긴 한데 좀 그냥 뭐 어쩔 때는 그렇고 어쩔 때는 제가 더 많이 해야 될 때도 있고 어쩔 때는 반반이 갈 때도 그런 것 같습니다.
I would say it's 50-50. Sometimes I really need to step up as the captain of the team and also the IGL, and other times the teammates also need to do their share as well.
Well, thank you very much. I think that's all we've got time for today, but thank you very much for answering all of our questions. And yeah, thank you so much. And
Best of
good luck.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Good luck in the tournament.
예스. 네, 끝일까요?
네?
현장 인터뷰 안 하겠죠?
모르겠어요.
안 하는 게 맞는 거죠.
All right.
All right, we back in Discord. Muted. Okay. How
Maybe
do
going
we
back
actually?
into the room, the big room?
Yeah, how can
I
we?
mean, like, well, we just go through like the other link.
Oh, okay, the first one you sent, yeah.
Or you can press leave breakout room, I think.
I
yeah.
did it. I
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
Okay, just back.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, there we go. I'm in.
No, I'm not. Am I? Oh wait, we are in the.
Yeah.
Is that the real room? Like the room? There's only 6 guys in the. In our room.
Yeah, it should be this one.
I mean, okay, we just wait. Nice guy.
Stax
he-
always a
he
joy to talk with.
answers- Yeah, answers all the questions, you know, in good detail and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. We're going to be streaming the press conference from now, so but it's not quite started yet, so we're just waiting for it to start, and then
You know what was awesome? That there was literally like almost no tech issues besides me not having the right audio output.
every time like you started to speak, like we couldn't hear you for like 1 second. So
It's
some
a
of
bit-
the start of your questions got cut off, but it was fine.
It's so weird though because yesterday I did all the microphone settings, and for whatever reason, for output it just set to like my computer sounds, which just doesn't make any sense because I
That's
set
weird.
it up everything yesterday, but we could fix it
Mm.
quite quickly. So
Good interview. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the interview.
yeah, we're gonna upload the VOD of it later on the Rendezvous channel.
Yeah.
Yep. So unfortunately, I had some things to answer real quick, so I didn't get to ask too many questions.
Bro just asked about Foxy9. That was it.
Yep, I just asked about Foxy9, and that's about it. That's the only thing I'm interested in.
Interesting to hear that they haven't really sorted it out either.
Yeah, actually.
I mean,
Um,
it's a tough situation to try to like
Mm.
make the best decision possible.
The thing is, like he's mentioned that they had to change. Like the plan was to have Foxy9 and then they changed it on like maybe like a pretty like quickly, but it sounded like Zest is here to stay, even though like he always said it's up to the coaching stuff and he has a vision as well. So it didn't really feel right to ask once again about Foxy9, but it kind of felt like we're gonna see Zest in this tournament.
It was interesting that they described the mental. He described it as like the mental had kind of exploded. I know that's translated, but it's interesting that he felt that this was the biggest, mental hurdle out of all of their tournaments.
Yeah, I think it was more like a mental boom.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Which is still actually impressive considering like they still look good. I don't feel like they looked mentally boomed in those games. Like those been like some close series, and it I feel like there's minor things they can improve, and if they think it's the mental aspect and they worked on that. I mean, also he seemed very hungry. Like
okay, yeah. Let's try to get some questions in for the press conference now. It's the first one is with Buzz, Live, Howdong, and Zeta. What questions could we ask them?
Wait, who are the four again?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that question. That might actually be something that we can. Or I mean, wait, isn't Termi? No, Termi isn't in the interview. Okay, maybe ask Buzz regarding like the little timeouts that they had.
Yeah.
That was kind of something I forgot.
Ask them what their favorite Minecraft wood is.
Yes. just
Honestly,
have a troll question.
We should ask.
I mean,
ask the real ones. Yeah.
Yeah, we should ask the real ones.
I gotta think about one for Emil, man.
If they're not saying dark oak, then they're wrong.
Yeah, true. Then get out of here. Get out of here.
Ask Buzz about swapping between roles. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good point.
Stax Polaris 2024. Let's fucking go. Oh my god. Yes. Wherever I go, Polaris is here.
Wherever I go, Polaris.
I swear, it's unbelievable. You're gonna see me next year play in Polaris as well if it goes like this.
True.
Look, they need all the players they can get, so.
Normal oak clears? What are you talking about, Wilkin?
Normal oak clears? Oh, god.
I mean, like, just to put it as simple as possible, any birch enjoyers, get out of here. Out of the stream.
Birch is good.
No,
this question is funny.
I do not trust people who like birch. All right.
Man, Conan, the question, if the desk is
Hello,
sturdy
everyone,
enough,
and
it's amazing.
welcome to our pre-event press conference for Masters Tokyo. We are kicking off with the first of 4 press conferences that will take place today. For this conference, we are joined by Buzz from DRX, Life from ASE, Howdong from EDG, and Zeta from T1. We'll begin with pre-submitted questions, followed by questions from remote media through Zoom, and then shifting to any on-site media questions. So the first question goes to Howdong from Ganesh at Strafe. This will be the 3rd time EDG will be attending an international event. What did you learn from the previous experiences, and what was the preparations like coming into VCT Masters Tokyo?
首先，第一个问题是问到 EDG 的浩东选手，这也是 EDG 第3次参加到5位7月的国际赛事当中了。想问一下，在你们之前的这样的一个参赛经历当中，你们学习到了什么？以及说，为了这一次的东京大师赛，你们有怎样的一个准备呢？
前面2次都是在失败中吸取经验吧。然后我觉得现在的话，吸取了2次失败的经验，这一次应该用上了，得用上。
iPhone.
Well, we learned a lot from the losses before in the previous 2 times international tournament. I think with these 2 times, I feel like we've learned a lot and improved a lot as a team in this time's VCT Tokyo.
Thank you. Next question goes to Buzz from Ashir Ahmed at the Spike GG. Your run at the lock-in event was quite surprising. How do you think you have managed to prove yourselves, and how does the team confidence look like for this event?
버즈 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 일단 락인 때 굉장히 좋은 모습을 보여줬는데 이번 마스터즈에서는 좀 얼마나 보여줄 수 있는 자신감이 있는지 좀 어떤 부분들을 기대하고 있는지 궁금합니다.
일단은 뭐 락인 끝나고 나서도 저희가 더 좋은 모습을 보여줄 수 있을 거라고 확신도 들었고, 일단은 이 도쿄 마스터즈 오기 전에 일단은 퍼시픽에서 이제 준우승이라는 한 번의 좌절도 겪었었는데, 그거를 통해서 좀 더 얻은 것도 많고, 이 도쿄 마스터즈 통해서도 저희가 조금 할 게 많거든요. 예, 말을 쓰면 못 드리는데 보여드릴 것도 엄청 많아가지고 기대하셔도 좋을 것 같아요.
Well, after lock-in, I felt like we could perform better, and losing in the grand finals in APEC, I just felt like it was a wake up call for us. It hurt, but we were able to take away a lot, learn from it, and there's still a lot of things to be done. Some of the things that I really can't say at the press conference, but we're still kind of trying to build on it, and I'm pretty confident in how we would perform in Masters. I have high expectations for the team.
Thank you. Next question goes to Zeta from Strafe. What was the focus for the team
Wait,
while
Dynamics, can
preparing
you change
for
the,
VCT Masters Tokyo?
stream setup so it has the. Oh wait. Sorry, my thing hadn't updated.
We are
Yes.
preparing for
Correction.
Masters Tokyo about to test our experience for big tournament like international, which is like Tokyo. Like our previous lock-in tournament was not really good we expected, but for this tournament, I think we prepared pretty well compared to before. So I think we are just looking forward to play show up the good fight on this like tournament.
Thank you. Next question for Life. Similarly, this is your second time playing an international event,
This guy,
but
he's
for the
gonna
rest
drop
of the
50
team,
kills a game.
Tokyo will be the first international experience.
Actually,
How did you
Or he's
guys
gonna
prepare
bomb
for
like
it?
last time.
bro.
这个问题给到的是 Live
That was
选
why
手，
it
对
was
于你
dropped
来讲，
really
这是
easy,
你
I'm
的
just
第二
saying.
次国际舞
Yeah,
台的
good
一
enough,
个
sorry.
表现。那对于可能队伍的其他人来说，这都是他们的第一
Maybe
次
Yellow
国
sorry.
际赛事经验。那想问一下，你们那个准备情况是什么样子的呢？
我们对于这次比赛做了战术的调整和阵容上的换阵。我们也是有在参加这次东京大赛之前有看，就是来这些，就像 DRS 这些队伍的录像，对，会有研究。
We definitely had a lot of adjustments in terms of strategy, and we had some roster changes in terms of preparing for this Masters. And before we head to Tokyo, we had a lot of preparations, like go through the videos of different teams that are gonna playing this time in this Masters. So we had a lot of preparation at this international tournament.
Thank you. We will now open the floor to questions from remote media. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature if you'd like to ask a question, and we will call on you.
Should we ask the question?
First
to
question
Buzz?
goes to Fomos.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
you can
so.
go for it if you want because you
Yeah,
asked
do
like
it.
0.1
Thank you.
questions to start. So.
I speak in Korean. 네, 안녕하세요. 저 버즈 선수와 제타 선수께 각각 질문 드리겠습니다. VCT 퍼시픽 종료 이후에 각각 어떤 부분을 좀 보완을 하셨는지에 대한 이야기를 듣고 싶고요. 그리고 옆에 계시는 각각 첫 경기 상대들에 대한 좀 어떻게 파악하고 첫 경기에 대해서 좀 어떤 모습을 보여주고 싶으신지, 그리고 이번 대회에서의 목표 성적과 포텐셜이 기대되는 팀원을 본인 포함해서 찍어주시면 되겠습니다.
네, 일단은 뭐 저희가 이제 준결승 결승에서 보여드렸다시피 저희의 이제 뭐 약점들이 많이 보였었다고 생각하거든요. 이제 개개인적인 것보다는 이제 팀적으로나 이제 뭔가 팀적인 플레이 또 이제 맵 같은 거에서 이제 좀 약점이 보였다고 생각하는데, 일단은 그런 것들에 대해서 오기 전에 확실히 짚고 이제 고치고 왔고요. 일단은 저희 첫 상대는 이제 ASE를 만나게 되는데, 이 ASE가 이제 중국 팀인데 이제 저희가 중국 팀이랑 스크림을 많이 했었거든요. 그래서 서로를 잘 알기도 하고 이제 굉장히 잘하고 이제 개개인적으로 피지컬이 뛰어난 팀이라고 생각을 하기 때문에 방심을 절대 하면 안 된다고 생각을 하고 있고, 일단은 상대가 국제대회 경험이 좀 적기 때문에 그런 거에서 저희가 좀 더 유리하지 않을까 싶습니다.
우선 T1 같은 경우에는 저희가 이제 퍼시픽 대회를 하면서 저희가 이제 체계적인 부분이나 이제 기본기적인 부분도 손을 많이 봤었고, 그리고 이제 조합에 있어서 저희가 숙련도 같은 이슈가 있었지만 그래도 경기를 치르고 이제 플레이오프를 넘어가면서 점점 더 이제 저희가 가다듬어가지고 조합적으로 좀 더 준비를 많이 한 것 같고, 그리고 이제 작전적으로도 준비를 많이 해서 이제 저희 팀적으로는 아마 조금 더 옛날에 비해서 매끄럽게 이제 성적을 보여주지 않을까 기대하고 있고, 그리고 EDG 같은 경우에는 중국 내에서 이제 1등 팀으로 알고 있는데 EDG랑도 스크림을 해본 적은 있기 때문에 저희가 이제 준비한 대로, 그리고 이제 작전이랑 저희 조합 숙련도를 이제 잘 커버해서 하면은 좋은 모습 이제 보여줄 수 있지 않을까 생각하고 있습니다. 그리고 아마 이번에 저희 팀 내에서 기대해야 되는 선수라고 하면은 아마 제가 어떻게 보면은 제가 퍼시픽 플레이오프에서 좋은 모습을 보여줬기 때문에 아마 제가 한 번 더 좋은 모습을 보여줘야 되지 않을까라고 저 개인적으로 생각하고 있고, 그리고 이제 사야 플레이어 선수라고 생각합니다.
버즈 선수도 팀에서 좀 기대되는 선수? 해줘야 하는 선수?
저요. 제 버즈입니다. 제가 잘해야 될 것 같아요.
Well, the question was, what are your expectations for the Masters, and who do you think would be the key player on your team, and what do you think of your opponents, the first team you're going to play up against in Masters, who's sitting right next to you, and what were you able to improve looking back at how you performed at Pacific? And Buzz's answer was, well, I think DRX exposed our weaknesses in the grand finals. So in terms of the map pools and our play styles as well, so we were able to tweak that a bit coming into Masters. And Attacking Soul Esports, we have scrimmed them before a lot, I would say, and we're pretty familiar with their style. And I know they're individually mechanically strong, and they're strong as a team as well. So it's important to keep our guard up and make sure that we don't underestimate them. And I know that ASE is less experienced compared to us, so I think we have an edge over them in that aspect. And the key player would be me, Buzz. I really need to deliver this time around. And for Zeta, T1, in Pacific, we were able to build on our fundamentals and structure as well. And in the beginning of the season, we weren't really entirely comfortable with our compositions, but we're better prepped and we're well prepped coming into Tokyo. And we have a lot of strategies in our playbook. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to perform better than Lock-In. And EDG, I think I know that they're number one team in China. I've scrimmed them before. I know how they play, but we just need to play our game strats and execute very well, and use our compositions to its maximum potential. And I think the key player for T1 would be me, because I really showed up. I've done a lot for the team in the Pacifics, and I feel like I really need to do that in Tokyo as well. And also Saya would be another player that I expect a lot from.
How can she remember all of
Thank
that?
you.
That's
Next question
insane.
from Brandon
crazy,
at
isn't it?
Esports
Crash on the
Studies.
disk. Pwah.
Thank you. I'll ask this to How Dong.
Wow.
We're seeing the
Yo,
inclusion
Brandon.
of China in the Valorant Champions Tour much more this year than in the past. So I'd just like to ask you what you would like to see, from China if it does become a full region, in the VCT, and how you think the region would fare if it does get the same support as Americas, EMEA, and Pacific.
这个问题是问到浩东选手。那其实我们也有能看到，在中国的话，5位7月正在以一个非常迅速的一个发展方向正在发展着。那也能看到，有一个非常好的一个前景。所以在你的心目当中，你会觉得说，中国这边什么时候会成为5位7月下一个，就像EMEA 像北美像的，包括说亚太这样一个正式的一个赛区？以说你的期待是什么？
什么时候能成为一个赛区？这个我也不知道，需要等官方去公布吧。
然后对于以后的期待，肯定就是游戏肯定在中国发展的越来越好吧。然后对于自己的期待，就是希望能在国际赛事上展现出更好的自己。
Personally, I'm not really sure when China will be a formal region like EMEA, like Americas, like PCT. So, probably we have to wait the official announcement. But for expectations in the future, I'm really expecting that Valorant could have a brighter future, have a better development in China. Also, for myself, I hope that I can have a better and very good performance in the international tournaments.
Thank you. Next question from Ryan at Esports ID.
Thank you. Question for EDG and T1. What do you think about the scheduling, especially for Group A, where there will be a one-day difference between your group matches with Navi and NRG? Do you think it will impact the games moving forward in regards of preparation when you guys face each other in the next match?
제타 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 이제 T1과 EDG가 속한 그룹이 다른 그룹보다 하루 일찍 경기를 치르잖아요. 이게 나중에 그룹 스테이지가 점점 진행됨에 따라서 좀 준비나 아니면은 뭔가 경기력에 있어서 큰 영향을 줄 것 같은지 궁금합니다.
현재로서는 하루 차이로 그렇게 크게 경기력에 영향을 줄 것 같진 않습니다.
I really don't think that one day would make a huge difference in preparation and how the team performs.
这个问题同时也问到的是浩东选手，因为想问一下你对目前的已经出这样的一个赛程的一个看法，就是因为你跟 T1 同时也是分到了 Group A 嘛，就小组 A 组，然后想问一下，其实你们如果是看到赛程的话，如果要进行第二天的比赛，其实是没有这样的一个休息时间，就是中间是没有这样的一天的一个差异的，所以你会觉得说，这对于你们的一个准备过程会有什么影响？包括说会不会对队伍的一个表现有影响呢？
我觉得对于我们的话，我们首先是备战十分充足的，准备的也很够，然后哪怕比赛接着打，我觉得我们也是可以应对的。
I think for EDG, we are very well prepared. So we had a very abundant strategies to play consecutively. So we are not very concerned about the schedule.
Thank you. Next question from Bo Rendevous.
Hi. This question is for Buzz. During your regular season, you had not used a lot of timeouts until the final hour against Team Secret, and also during the playoffs upper bracket finals against Paper X. Was this a decision that Termi had made to kind of test out how the team would be playing without timeouts, or was it some sort of other decision as to why you guys decided to do that?
버드 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 이제 팀 시크릿전도 그렇고 상위조에서 페이퍼렉스를 플레이오프에서 만났을 때도 그렇고 좀 마지막 순간까지 타임아웃을 잘 부르지 않는 그런 모습이었는데 이게 좀 터미 감독님의 좀 팀이 어떤 식으로 전략을 쓰고 상대가 어떤 식으로 플레이하는지를 좀 지켜보고 또 어떻게 DRX가 이겨나가는지를 보기 위해서인지 아니면 좀 다른 이유가 있는지 궁금합니다.
뭐 그런 이유도 있을 거고 이제 저희가 좀 어처구니 없는 실수로 인해서 조금 밀리는 거여가지고 오히려 더 이제 타임아웃을 안 쓴 거일 수도 있다고 생각하지만 일단은 마스터즈 챔피언스가 일단 메인이고 그 이전에 퍼시픽인데 아무래도 그 전에 저희를 조금 테스트하는 것도 어느 정도 제가 물어보진 않았지만 어느 정도 맞는 것 같고 그런 거에 대해서 저희에게 조금 더 생각하거나 이제 조금 생각할 시간을 조금 주지 않았나 싶습니다. 좀 더 이제 타임아웃 없이 코치 없이도 너희가 할 수 있다라는 그런 믿음을 주시지 않으셨나 생각합니다.
well, what you said is partly one of the reasons, but I feel like those times when we lost, it was more on us because we were making stupid mistakes, and the timeout wouldn't really help us a lot. And I feel like I didn't really ask Jeremy about it, but I feel like he was really getting us prepped for Masters as well, trying to see if we as a team and the players ourselves can pull through the difficult situations, kind of figure it out on our own. And I think in that aspect, he was kind of putting a lot of faith in us to and gave us time to really reflect and fight for the rounds and trying to come up with the solutions by ourselves.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from People's
Big
Esports.
answer. Very nice.
Hi, this question is for Life。来福你好，我是人民电竞马笑。然后我想问一下，就是因为我看到很多欧美解说，因为对你们很不了解，把你们可能战力排得比较后面。那其实你个人也很久没有和国外打比赛了。你通过这几天的训练赛，现在觉得你们战队属于什么样的水平？你们现在的目标是什么？
The Chinese.
通过最近几天的训练赛，我们应该是处于中下游的水平。对，在国际上面的话，对于这一次我们目标是吸取经验，以及线下赛的经验，以及对阵国际其他队伍的一些经验。对。
This question is over to Live. The question is, it feels like a lot of American and European casters, they're not really familiar with ASC, so probably they would set ASC as a kind of not very good on the paper. Personally, you don't seem to play with internationally with the foreign teams a lot for quite a long time. So how would you feel like your team's form right now, and what's your personal goal for this Masters at Tokyo? And Live said that after several scrims in these days, I feel like internationally, I feel like ASC is still a little low mediocre. And as for my goal at this tournament is to absorb and to learn experience from this offline international tournament. And that's probably what we need to perform in this international tournament as well.
下一个问题，伦伦。
OK，这个问题给到 EDG 的豪东选手。刚刚您也说了，这次咱们 EDG 的准备还是比较充分的。之前您的队友康康说，这次不想一轮游了。那我想问一下，这次咱们有没有信心冲击8强呢？
信心是肯定有的，但是还是得看临场的变化吧，还是得看游戏内容吧。我的意思是。
This question is.
好的，谢谢。
This question is over to EDG Haodong. I heard that you said you're very well prepared for this Masters. Also, your teammate Kang Kang said that this time you guys don't want to just play one game and then leave the stage. So are you confident to make it to quarterfinals this time? And Haodong said that definitely yes. This is the answer, but it really depends on what's going to happen in the formal matches. So it's going to be a lot of changes.
下一个问题，兔丸。
Hello， 大家好。然后这个问题是想问到 Live， 然后看得出来你今天有些紧张，然后刚刚说了就是对其他队伍有一些战术调整，研究了其他队伍，那有没有比较担心的队伍？然后在比赛当中有没有什么可以让自己放松的方法呢？谢谢。
Don't think they have asked it.
我们比较担心的对手的话，就会担心遇到像 Fnatic、Team Liquid、GX 这种。然后我们有什么方法解除紧张？就是享受比赛，然后吸取经验，主要就是这几个字。对。
This question is over to Live. It seems like you're a little bit nervous today. Also, you mentioned about you have some strategic adjustments to other teams and you had a lot of research on them. Do you have any teams that you have an eye on? Also, do you have some special approaches to release your nerves on stage? And Live's answer is, while talking about the teams that really we're very wary of, they're going to be Fnatic, Team Liquid, and Dragon X. As for the methods that to release the jitters on stage, we'll probably just enjoy the game and to learn and absorb more experience from that.
Thank you. Next question goes to, our next question is from Arnab at the Spike GG to Buzz. This time Masters is happening in Japan, which means Pacific teams won't have to travel a lot and there'll be no jet lag. Do you guys think it will help you guys in the tournament in terms of energy and better preparations?
버즈 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 이번 마스터즈는 또 일본에서 펼쳐지는 만큼
By the way,
비행
chat, if
시간도
you hear
짧고
birds
또
chirping,
시차도
it's me.
없잖아요. 그렇기 때문에 좀
Bro,
이게
what the
한국
fuck, man?
팀들한테 좀 더 큰
It's early in the
도움이 될 것
morning.
같은지
There's
체력적으로
birds outside my
체력적으로
window.
그리고
My
좀
window's
경기를
open,
준비하는
so
데
of course you
있어서
could hear them.
도움이 더 될 것 같나요?
일단은 저희가 이제
Bird
해외 대회
dork.
갈 때는 이제 좀 쉬는 시간도
Bird
필요했었고
dork.
도착하자마자 좀 시차 적응
Not
때문에
gonna lie,
연습을
after this
도착하고 나서
conference, I
한
might have to dip because
많으면
I'm
3,
not
4일,
that
적으면 2,
fit.
3일 정도 연습을 제대로 못했던 경우가 꽤 있었는데 이번에는
If you
그런
guys,
거 없이 그냥
can you guys
한국에서 하던
hold it
거랑
down
거의
if
느낌이
I have to go?
똑같았고요.
Sure, I'll go.
그래가지고 아무래도 시차 적응을
then I was
조금
thinking.
그 전대에서 덜했던 유럽 선수들이나 이제 북미 선수들이 조금 이제 일본
I
이제
should make
도쿄에
some
와서 조금
porridge after
고생하지
this.
않을까 싶긴 합니다.
Well, when we had to travel far, further than Japan, usually for those international tournaments, we needed some days to adjust to the new country and get over the jet lag. So we weren't able to really practice for 3 or 4 days at most, or maybe 2 to 3 days at the least. But coming into Japan this time around, it was easier for us because obviously there's no jet lag, and it felt like we were kind of preparing for this match in Korea as well. So it's a super familiar place to be in. And I feel like it does give us an edge over other European or America's team because now they need to get used to traveling a long distance and kind of adjusting to the new time zone. So yeah, definitely it's going to be good for us.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth at the Score Esports.
Hi, I'm actually asking this on
Esports.
behalf of Sergey from VLR. He's unable to raise his hand due to some tech difficulties. He wants to ask Zeta. T1 had somewhat of a shift in form heading into late 2022 and early 2023 in comparison to the end of playoffs. How has it been getting to become the IGL for the team, filling in for the role that Munchkin previously held?
Compared to before, like Lakin, we just like shifted our IGL role to Munchkin to me. And then I think our main team problem was back then we just like didn't have much of structure we made, and then we didn't have a much of like a methodical way to
Yes,
finish
it's
the
the owner
round
of
like
Elizabeth Esports.
easily to our like other advantages. So with me IGLing, we trying to like figure out those things, and then we're trying to set our strategy, and then like fundamentals issues and like structure and then role distribution. So we just like figure it out so far at least, and then yeah, like I'm more comfortable like compared to the locking tournament systems of ours, and then we just can play our team game a lot better compared to before. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, and best of luck, Zeta.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions in the room? Alrighty. Roxy.
There's one. Okay.
下一个问题，大电竞。
你好，你好，这里是大电竞，想问一下，EDG 的浩东选手，你们的第一轮的对手是 T1 嘛？然后T1 的队员里，你们最警惕的选手是哪一位？然后理由是什么？谢谢。
比较警惕的选手，一个是有2个吧，一个是 Saya Player， 还有一个是 Munchkin。因为我感觉 Saya Player 的瞄准比较出色吧，然后再加上 Munchkin 的打法比较激进一点，需要多加小心，我只能说。
This question is over to Haodong. You're facing against T1 in the first round of matches. And so among all the players from T1, which player is the one that you're most wary of, and what's the reason? Haodong said that probably will be Saya player and Munchkin because Saya player has a really excellent aiming skill. Also, Munchkin is a really aggressive player, so definitely we should keep an eye on him.
Thank you very much. We are at time, unfortunately, so that will be our last question. Thank you very much for joining us for the first press conference. We'll be back with the next one shortly.
Thank you.
Nice.
Bro, there's so much you have to do as a player other than like just play the game.
Yeah, it is. Also, like just from VCT MEA, for example, players get picked.
Fuck's sake.
No, get picked randomly.
Slow started asking a question. He wanted to me to ask Seda a question, and now they just leave.
Yeah, they just cancel it. Also, like just one on-site question. Imagine you fly to Japan to ask questions, and then like after one,
I mean,
GG.
Speaking of experience, I could tell you that it's very nerve-wracking to ask questions there.
I believe so. Yeah, but what I want to say is like also like what the players do, which you don't even see. Like for example, in EMEA, they pick players one by one, and they do like the Instagram interviews and stuff like that as well. Like there's so much like content they do on match days, before match days, and stuff like that. Yeah, it's actually not just playing video games. I mean, Buzz said it right. If you have long travel, like you don't scrim for 3 days properly because like the jet lag and everything and stuff like that. So that's actually interesting. Like they arrived on the 6th or something. They play tomorrow, I guess, some of the teams. So I guess like DRX has a bit like, how you say it, an advantage in that term that they don't have jet lag. They could just start scrimming right away, while other teams, like I don't know how much of a time difference is there for EG, but Foot, for example, they probably only had 2 days of proper practice before they play on Sunday. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Stand by for the next press conference. Bo, you have it up. Who's up next?
It's Ethan, FNS, Angel, and I forgot the last one. Wait.
That sounds like a press conference with a lot of opinion. I like that.
Oh, and Mr. Falden.
Oh, yeah. Man, Command is such a hard-working guy. He was awake the entire night to deliver a new video. Now he's here doing the live stream for the press conference and interview. What a lad, man. What a lad.
No life.
No life?
I'm getting on the train like...
You are?
A few hours, so... Yeah.
GG.
It's GG.
Nuts would say good luck in esports. Actually, good luck in esports.
Good luck in esports. True.
I'm gonna go to the beach and I'm gonna sit on a towel, like lay on a towel and just sleep on the beach. That's what I'm gonna do today after this is done.
Real. Okay, I'll just...
I've already got like 700 responses on my Google form.
700?
Yeah.
Which one?
For I put it in the like description of my latest video to see like who's the best Valorant player ever from the community.
Wait, when did you upload the video?
Like an hour and a half ago.
And it has 700 entries.
801 now.
Bro, what?
Yeah,
that is insane. Who's winning?
Yeah. Then it's tens.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Okay. I actually got a good question we need to have answered regarding the Yoru. Why?
What, for Angel?
Können wir Deutsch sprechen?
What?
Dankovic.
Yeah, we can. Hallo, schönen guten Tag. We can.
Nein, aber mein Deutsch ist scheiße, Mann.
Bro,
that's
I
not
must...
difficult to decipher. That's not like a cryptic sentence, bro. Come on.
Bro, you know what's the funniest thing, Command? Bo's like making like tweet looking for a team, and then he's like, I'm fluent in German, and then I sometimes see his German, like, I don't know, at least written. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy waffling about, bro?
Bro, don't worry. Like, my German is like, I can speak it, I can write it okay, but I I'm not like fucking next level at it. It's just a weird flex because I have like Sprachdiplom. So.
Oh, I see. No, I mean also like sometimes it's literally just getting used to
So I
speaking
have
the language
evidence.
again. No, I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe
true.
you. In Europe, or at least in Germany, everything is about certificates. It doesn't matter if you can speak it. If you have a certificate about your language degree, you technically won. That's how things work.
Me coming with my fucking Cambridge like English certificate.
I actually got one from Oxford.
Isn't the Cambridge like the good one?
They're
Yeah,
both good.
They're both decent.
Okay.
They're like the two best.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I have like I don't know. I did it in like
I was 2 points
11th
away
grade.
from like the highest one.
That's good.
That hurt.
I mean, no
What
one
was
cares.
it? Wait, what was it? And what you got an English certificate?
Yeah, I did
like
one.
Cambridge.
Yeah, I did
Did
one
you go
for
to Cambridge to get it, or did you just get it online or something?
We did it in school, so like
Oh.
we just had like extra lessons.
You know
I
what
mean,
is
it's
really?
not like you got a Cambridge English university degree. I
Oh,
mean,
no, it's
that's-
so stupid, bro. I went to like the exchange to Manchester for like 6 weeks, and I did it at the
Really?
Manchester College. I did
What?
a degree from Oxford.
What?
Does that make sense? Make it make sense. I don't know.
Okay, where is it? Yeah, on my LinkedIn, like I could like just
LinkedIn, bro.
post it. I mean, like it's pretty cool that Cambridge has like they can just automatically add it onto your LinkedIn.
That's such BS though. That makes it look
Meanwhile,
like you went
there's
to
just
the
like
University of
Deutsches
Cambridge.
Sprachdiplom, where it's basically just like it isn't even like available on like fucking LinkedIn, so you have to like
Man.
put it in manually.
In Germany, everything is still like on paper, man. We are not
Yeah,
digitalized
that
at all.
that was
This
that was
country is
absolutely the
doomed.
worst part. We needed to write everything on paper.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to
Wow.
the Masters
Alright.
Tokyo pre-event press conference. For the
Wait, 1 second,
second
I'm gonna get some
conference, we are
chocolate.
joined by Mr. Faline of Foot Esports, Ethan from Evil Geniuses, Finesse from NRG, and Angel from Navi. We'll begin with pre-submitted questions first. For our remote media members, we'll be transitioning to you next, and you are welcome to begin queuing via the Zoom hand raise feature in the meantime. First question goes to Finesse from
I'm back.
Ashir at the Spike GG. Coming
Alright,
into the
I got a
event,
question for
what do
Mr.
you
Fallen to start.
what do you believe was the team's biggest challenge, and what have you done to overcome it?
Just making the event to begin with was very difficult considering our region's full of a lot of good teams, and starting off 1-3, that was probably the biggest challenge to be able to overcome that, make it to playoffs, and then also getting into playoffs and then losing in the first round to go down into lowers and then have to make it all the way back from lowers into the upper bracket and, you know, eventually make the final and make Tokyo. I would say just those hurdles of consistently dropping down and then having to come back would be the most difficult thing. And as far as what we did to come back from it, we're a very resilient team. I feel like we always have been, at least in our core. And it took a while for us to adjust as a team with having Artis and Sam on the team. But over time, we kind of gained that chemistry and were able to pull it together.
Thank you. Next question goes to Ethan from Strafe. Evil Geniuses had one of the most amazing season comebacks. What do you think was the turning point for EG?
Yeah, I think Demon 1 coming in was a big addition. Definitely helped the team out a lot. And I think we were definitely had a slow start, but we figured out our system towards the end, and I think that really showed.
Thank you. Next question goes to Mr. Faline from the Spike GG. After an unfortunate end to VCT lock-in, how do you feel coming into Masters Tokyo, especially being the sole representatives from Turkey?
Well, after looking, we just I don't know, those 100 matches so hard because we threw it. But I think on EMEA we just I don't know, like in maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks we just played a lot good as a team right now. And on the playoffs, I think we just I don't know, show ourselves how we are good and how we just keep what are we going to do right now. I think we show them on Masters right now. Yeah.
It's actually kind of true though.
Thank you. Next question for Angel from Strafe.
I love it.
What was the biggest concern addressed after the VCT EMEA playoffs? What was the focus on while preparing for VCT Masters Tokyo?
Our main goal was to find the proper style we want to go with to this tournament, to simplify all the things and just fix the mistakes we did in playoffs.
Thank you.
Easy.
We will now open the floor for questions
legend,
from
I
remote
swear.
media. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature if you'd like to ask a question.
Command, you
First
gotta show
question
your
from
jersey.
Elizabeth at the Score Esports.
I already have a question.
Hi, my question is for Ethan. It was looking like Demon One would be unable to attend Masters Tokyo, and then surprising the whole community, he is here, ready to compete. Kind of a two-parter question. One, what was the plan for when it seemed like Demon One would not be able to compete? And two, when was it clear and confirmed for the team that the roster would be complete and competing with Demon One?
Yep. To answer your first part, we would have used our sub Reformed. He was our sixth man, so that would have been the solution in case he couldn't come. The second one, could you repeat the second part?
Yeah, no problem. When was it clear and confirmed for the team that the roster would be complete and competing with Demon One?
Yeah, it was pretty last minute. I think it was like 2 days before we flew out that we found out he could come. So it was, yeah, last minute.
That's crazy.
All right, thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Brandon Esports GG.
Thank you very much. I'll ask this to Angel. Now, you have CNED on the team, replaced Artis from when you guys were on FPX. First match against NRG. Artis is IGL right next to you there. How do you think they compare, with what you've seen from CNED so far as a part of your team with Artis's past? And how do you think he's performing now as well, if you've been paying any sort of attention to the Americas League?
I would say they're different players, and it took a while for us to rebuild the style we have to play within it. He is definitely more aggressive. He used to play more of a loose style, a bit different from what we want to play, but I feel like slowly but surely we're coming there where we want to be, and Synod is understand much better how we want him to play, and we understand how to make him play better. So yeah, I feel like we're progressing a lot.
Thank you. Next question from Bo Rendevous.
Hi. This question is for Mr. Fallen. How has it been bringing foot up from the VRLs to a Masters event? How has being a long-standing roster core helped the team progress?
I think on the beginning of the core, we just needed one like a smoker because I just couldn't be in RGL on initiative role. I think Attack Captain joins the team right now. We just much more confident because of us, because everyone just can play the whole roles right now. Everyone has the main roles, so I can be easily RGL the team right now. For the EMEA, we just stick on the plan, because we tried to switch the sixth man on the second match. I think third match. Yeah, I think third match, and it didn't work out so very well. So we just kept the core against on the Attack Captain. I think it fits us right now very well. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Ryan at Esports ID.
Thank you. I'll ask the same question as previous session for Navi and NRG. What do you think about the scheduling, especially for Group A, where you guys will have a 1 day difference between your group matches with EDG and T1? Do you think it will impact the games moving forward in regards of preparation when you guys face each other in your next match?
No, I think it's fine. It's not the end of the world. We're used to a lot of different schedules from last year as well, so it shouldn't be a problem.
I bet we're going to see a chat.
Navi?
It was a question for me also?
Yeah.
I missed it. Can you repeat it, please?
Hey, Joe. It's getting old.
What do you think about the 1 day difference between your match and the other match in your group with EDG and T1? Do you think it will impact the next match when you guys face each other?
No, I don't think it matters at all. It's like it's LAN tournament. It's normal scheduling, I would say. You can't make it perfect most of the time. So yeah, everything is fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth at The Score Esports.
Hi, so this is actually from Najib from ESTNN, who I was unable to ask the question. To Ethan, what were your plans if Demon One couldn't make it to Tokyo? Did you guys practice without him, or did you know beforehand that he would be showing up?
Yeah, so like I said before, we would use Reformed. He was our 6th man that was scheduled to come here anyways. And yeah, I think we practiced with Reformed like 1 or 2 days, just in case Demon One couldn't come.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question from Bo at Rendezvous.
Hi, this question is for Angel. Could you explain your thought process about using Yoru through the regular season?
The idea is basically to have a flasher on a duelist role. That's it. Like you're just getting extra utility, and you can afford yourself not to use some other agents. Obviously, it's at this moment Yoru is too weak for it to play consistently with him, but the idea is simple.
All right, thank you.
Next question from Cecilia at Dot Esports.
Hi, if possible, my question would be for everyone. What are your expectations coming into this tournament?
I'll go first. We don't really have any
What other questions
expectations.
should
We
there
kind of
be?
just it went really pretty well in the regular season, not having any expectations.
Phoenix
so we're gonna
exists.
keep it that way.
True. Phoenix exists, yeah.
We're gonna try to win. That's the expectation always. At the very
Damn,
least, try to
FNS.
make the final.
GG, jinxed.
I know it's hard to tell. Our goal is to play as best as possible. We're basically the lowest possible seed on this tournament. We're 4th in our region, so yeah, we'll just play our best.
Famos.
I like
yeah,
this
and
answer.
obviously with a goal to win.
Right, we don't have expectations too, but I think we just have to win here to go to champions right now.
It's true.
Thank you. Next question from Commend.
Hi, my question's for FNS. When you guys, when you played for Optic, you were known for your rematches and how good you were at those. Are there any teams at this tournament that you really want to have a rematch against and take down?
Not off the top of my head. Can't think of anyone I like have that kind of mentality towards, but I would like to be able to play Fnatic because we weren't able to play them all of last year. So that's definitely a team I want to play. But as far as rematches go, I can't really think of a team that like we have to beat or something like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sons of KS Latam.
Oh no, it's Sons of Chaos. Aw. You know it's gonna be a question for Angel.
We can't hear you.
We can hear you.
Sorry, they hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. My question goes to Angel. Apart from facing old friends, which team do you want to face and in this tournament, and why?
I think it would be very cool to play Loud.
Next up
We
should be Nats
didn't play it against them, I
Roaster.
think.
Did you see
And
it?
they have like pretty unique style of like choosing comps and the style of playing. So yeah, it would be
Alright,
very
I'll
fun
make
to
a
play
tweet.
against Loud.
By the way, our tweets are popping off with like who's next and all of that.
Thank you. We will now open up the floor for on-site media questions.
Ah, はい、ゲームスパークの岡野と申します。ナビのエンジェル選手に伺います。去年と今年ではフィジカルが強化されて、ファーストデスをすることが少なくなっているように感じますが、何か変えたことはあるのでしょうか。また、レギュラーシーズンでは月光や夜を採用するなど、さまざまなことを試していましたが、チームとしての正解を見出すことはできましたでしょうか。
This question goes to Angel. The first one is seems like compared to last year, your physical has strengthened.
Sorry, again.
Your physical has strengthened.
Aiming.
Oh, has strengthened. Is there anything else? Have you changed your strategy? Is there anything else that you do differently?
No, like I'm just looking for a best possible way to like practice, but it's like unending way, I would say.
練習を強化するような形で、常に練習をしているので、そこで違うような形でやろうというふうに努力はしてるんですけれども、これは終わらないプロセスでいつでも続いていくような形で、という気持ちで特に変わったことはしていません。You've been playing Gecko and Yoru, as you mentioned earlier. Have you come to a best answer for the team by using these agents?
Yes, I did.
はい、使うことでチームとしての正解を見出すことはできました。
No problem.
Thank you.
This guy.
他にはないでしょうか。
I had a question for Mr. Fallen and Angel. All of the other regions playing here know that they've already qualified for champs. They've locked that in. Do you think that adds additional pressure to both of your teams?
Of course it does.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
Egg is here.
And how do you think that's going to impact your play while you're here? Like, are you purely focused on the event right now, or have you always got that thought in the back of your head looking forwards?
Like, let's be honest, we're playing on the highest level in Navi against the best teams. A little amount of pressure on top doesn't change anything.
Yeah, so we're just at the Masters right now.
That's Wilkinson.
We're just gonna do the win the matches right now because it's
so.
a top level right now.
Stack, yeah, it
so
is.
everyone's the same level, you see.
Sir Joshua Egg Sideshow.
I got more.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Go for it.
I
got
wanted to ask
more.
a follow-up question, Angel, of
Yes.
what you said earlier. You said that you were looking for the style throughout your EMEA playoffs. Did you find the style that you're looking for? Is that still a work in progress as we get to the beginning here in Tokyo?
I would say we found a style which is not that crazy as we played in the group stage, like in EMEA. And I think it would fit us much better and gonna be more consistent. But obviously, I'm not gonna go like too deep into it.
Of course. Would artists have let you get away with running that much Yoru?
No, I don't think so.
That's the real question.
And maybe it would be good. Maybe not. I know it still have 90% win rate for us. So it's hard to tell, you know, we just like lost the most important one.
Oh man, Angel.
I'm sorry, one more question for Mr. Fallen. Unlike FNS, who steals other people's comps and then wins with them, your team plays a variety of different stuff that you kind of, even when you play the compositions that other teams play, you kind of put your own spin on them. Do you tend to look at how other teams run their things, or do you only focus on what your own team comes up with and how your own players like to run stuff?
Well, no, of course we know the other teams how they play, but we just want to show up our game styles for them. If it's not gonna work, then we're just gonna keep unstarted. That's it.
Thank
There
you. Are
goes
there
the
any
egg.
other questions in the room? Yep, we have another one.
Now he leaves.
It's Ryo-san from Japanese media. I'm not good at English, but okay. All of you guys are gonna asking. How's your stay so far? Also,
sorry?
if you play all of you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Also, have you played in competitive in Japanese server, or if you how you feel about the Japanese player? So please,
They don't have a Japanese translator there.
Yeah, I'll answer. I flew out a little late, so I've only been here 2 days, but it's definitely very hot. Kind of like Texas back home, so it's not too unfamiliar. But haven't played any ranked yet. Scrims are good. Played a lot of the Japanese teams, Korean teams, and their style is kind of it's similar to how it was last year. It hasn't changed too much.
Yeah, the people are really nice here. It's one thing I noticed. Very polite. So that's outside the game. As far as ranked and stuff, I don't play that, so I don't know how it is in ranked. As far as the teams go, very different to how they are in North America in terms of comps. But besides that, the style is pretty much the same.
This is a press conference or
I really like
FNS
Japan.
getting
Everything is so
cyberbullied?
different. People are
I
very polite.
swear,
Yeah, I agree with
cyberbullying.
FNS, and
Oh,
in
man.
general, like Japan is very unique country. I would say I enjoy. Like we had,
Yeah.
fortunately, we had the time yesterday to walk around the city a bit, and I really enjoyed like the places, like all the buildings around. Like everything was very beautiful and very different from what I used to. Yeah, I didn't play ranked, and unfortunately didn't have time for it. So yeah, can't say.
Angel, stop
But
the
in
cap. You
general,
never
like
play
Japanese
ranked.
style
Come
is
on.
I
like
swear.
a mix of
I love how FNS said
like some YOLO plays and
I just don't play
structure. So
that.
I really liked it.
Well, ranked is so different from the
Reminder,
EMEA
this
right
man
now.
is only
I just
like
had a lot of fun,
level, what,
and like they
50
say before, the
in
people is
Valorant?
just awesome here right now. And like 2 days, I just get lost 2 times on Akihabara, I guess. There's just so much words in the, I don't know, the signs everywhere, but yeah, this city is so nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions in the room? All right, that concludes our second press conference. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you.
Nice. So there's 2 more to come, right? It's one with Nats, Boaster. I don't know the other
And
twos.
Sadhawk and
Oh.
Forsaken.
And then afterwards the coaches, like 4 of them.
Yep.
Are those the coaches from the playoffs, like who already qualified? I know it's Alex. I know it's Emil.
Yeah, it should be. No. Mini is also there.
He is qualified for
Oh,
playoffs.
wait, yeah, he's also qualified. But Doom Bros is also there, so no.
Oh. Interesting.
What's Blood doing over there?
Hell yeah.
Next is Forsaken, Sadak, Boaster, and Nats.
Hell yeah. I would have a question for Nats, but I don't ask it.
Ask it, come on.
Nah.
We're here for a reason.
No,
Ask the damn question.
No, I'm gonna think about something for Emil. I don't have a serious question for Nats. I have a bet
Who
with
needs
him.
serious
I
questions?
want to know how he's going. Like, how's it going with the bet we have? But nice interview so far. Nice conference. Pretty smoothly as well. Like,
Chat is not one of them.
can't be asked.
I'm pretty sure that people just don't want chat at the interview at this point.
Is there actually like, do we know more about this entire situation with the allegedly chat leaking, like not leaking? What was it, like VODs or something of his scrims?
Oh yeah, with EG.
I mean, like, okay, I could pretty much tell you that shit happens in every single region, and it's just like we have to accept it at this point. It's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's unlucky.
There's no need to complain about it because it will keep going, no matter what.
It's actually interesting that Ethan said he flew out quite late and they practiced for like 2 days, and now they play tomorrow. It's exactly what I said, right? Like 2 days of practice. So basically, it's almost no prac. And I think also like, who are they playing against first? Is it Foot? Foot, right? Yeah.
EG. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, probably also, I don't even think there's so much anti-strat you can do. I think it's probably a benefit for EG knowing that Demon 1 is here now. Because Foot maybe has prepared for something different than just the normal EG.
The problem is that they were the first ones to cry about leaking to cry about
To fry.
to cry about leaking practices. I mean, like, I've seen a lot of other people cry about it, so it's a bigger problem, to be honest.
Did you see the guard made it to Ascension? I did.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah. Brazil, they made it to Brazil.
No crying in esports. Yes.
It's so funny. We had an entire season of like tier 2 Americas just to figure out that M80 and the Guard are the two best teams. Who would have thought? Like, it was pretty evident since day one that those teams gonna make it. But it's nice that they really made it. On the other hand, though, MXM, honestly, the improvement, insane. Insane. I did not believe like they would improve that much from, I mean, before they got picked up, basically, right? And then they got picked up and they just improved so much.
Yeah.
I actually agree with what Victor says. It's literally I like to imagine that like this entire strat has been like an idea from EG to basically just try to like fuck over all the other teams.
On the other hand, though, I think like anti-strat is the one thing, but it's not that like teams prepare like 2 days, like just how we counter this, how we counter that, right? If you're just trying to counter someone else, you just forget how to play your own thing, right? So
All right, guys, we are starting.
All right.
Oh, look at those handsome guys.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Masters Tokyo pre-event press conference. We are joined today by Nats from TL, Boaster from Fnatic, Forsaken from PaperX, and Sadak from Loud. We
Now you
will
better
start
ask the
the press
question, Mike.
conference with some pre-submitted questions. So first question goes to Boaster from Ashir at the Spike GG. Does winning lock-in and then placing second in the EMEA League add extra pressure to perform extraordinarily at the event? And if so, how are you navigating
I
it?
appreciate your shit.
No, I don't think we have any pressure. We're just kind of enjoying the atmosphere within the team, and that just so happens to have us winning as well. So, well, until the last game versus this guy, but yeah, we're just kind of enjoying the moment and the process, and we're just trying to get better and improve. And if that means that we're going to win this event, then you know we're going to be very happy over here at Fnatic. But we'll play it day by day, game by game.
Thank you. Next question goes to Sadak from the Spike GG. After competing through the Americas League and exacting dominance over the rest of the teams, how prepared do you feel to take on the best in the world?
I think we're feeling really good after winning the VCT. We still have a lot to improve for sure, because the games were, even though we won 3-0, it was really close. And yeah, we'll just keep preparing, keep practicing, and giving our best.
I think what we need you need to do is play Chamber on every map, because on Bind you were kind of owning it. We watched it.
I agree 100%.
Yes, it's gonna be.
Thank you. We'll now switch over to remote media. If you have questions for our players here, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. First question goes to Bo from Rendezvous.
Hi. This question is for Sahak. How has it been seeing your team change the entire meta in Valorant currently with Viper and Harbor? And do you think that these other teams understand it as well as you do, or is there more to be shown with the comp?
I think we did a pretty good job after the meta changes, for sure. And we had some really good ideas and people adapted really well. I think right now there's a lot of people that have used it really well, the composition even better than us. Yeah, it's part of the game. Like we invented it, doesn't mean we are the best at it, right? So we're still working on it and trying to be better.
All right, thank you.
Man.
Thank you. Next question goes to Elizabeth from
I respect this guy.
Hi, this question is for Forsaken. Paperthin, a commentator, said
Elizabeth
on Reddit
Sports
11
is
days
talking.
ago that he heard behind the scenes after finals that you made most of the calls. A media outlet also points to you being the IGL. However, a few weeks back, Devi said on the broadcast that despite rumors that he was the shot caller, it's primarily duelists who call and it's a bit more of a shared role. Can you provide any clarity on who has the role of in-game leader and if there is no dedicated person who calls when?
To be honest, in my team, everyone called, but on the grand finals before against DRX, like mostly like map bind, because on map bind I made a lot of like strategy for my team. So mostly I called on map bind, and the rest I still calls, but like I call on like earlier on. So like mid round, maybe like Dabai will take the call or like the duelist. So yeah.
They
For
literally
moving
have no
forward in this
idea
event, will
then.
you be calling?
I mean, I'll say I will be calling because every time I talk a lot, my coach said if I talk a lot, if I call, I will play better. So I think I will call.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much and good luck.
Interesting.
Thank you. Next question from VLRGG.
Do you
All right,
have any
thank you.
more
This question is
questions to
for
ask?
Forsaken. During the Pacific split, we have seen you switch roles from a primarily duelist to a more flexible role in initiators and sentinels. With something unlikely to join for Tokyo, in case if that happened, will you stay within those two roles with cigarettes, or are you going to switch back to duelist? Thank you.
I'll say it depends on the map because
I'll be right back.
we play like either one duelist or two duelists, right? But yeah, actually it just depends on the map. But mostly, I think if something is not there, I will be taking his role back to duelist. But still, depends on the map. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Rabia from Jinx Esports TV.
Hello everyone. My question is for Boaster. Last time I had a chat with Kamek, I asked him about the map rotation, like which map he wants to be fixed, and his answer was Pearl. Though Riot took out Icebox from the pool, Pearl has still received a bunch of changes. So my question here is, do you think the new changes deal with the issues the map had? I mean, the opinions are individual, but I just wanted your thoughts on it.
Well, as you know, here at Fnatic, we love Pearl.
Yeah.
But I'd say, yeah, Coach Minnie and I, we did have a little quick run around together, holding hands, looking at all the new sceneries and all the new changes. I think it does make the map. I think it stops that kind of everyone wanting to do that kind of Harbor Viper comp, I think. But honestly, I'm not entirely sure how much of it will change, but it will change the kind of post-plant meta, and also being able to kind of hide behind that screens will change how people execute the sites, because beforehand it was like, as long as the left side's clear, all you have to do is nuke everything on the right and take it. So yeah, I think there's some big changes. Who knows what you might see from Fnatic? Maybe we start whipping it out. Yeah, I'm talking about Pearl. Yeah. Yeah. No, Jake. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, and good luck for the tournament.
Thanks. Cheers.
Wait, is it the new Pearl in the patch for Tokyo? Do they play the new Pearl?
You know, have a lot of fans, and whenever I
Is you lagging?
videos on Bilibili of seeing always pop up. One simple question: are you prepared to give us more?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I heard on Bilibili when I do the Chinese songs, when I do a little sing song. Yeah, I've got loads. I guess on to be fair, my Spotify playlist is just Mando Pop, and it's just like, oh, if I like that, I'll add it to my my proper playlist, and then I just kind of spam listen. I've got a few lined up for after Tokyo, and I'm trying to also prepare like a Japanese song as well, but it's a bit harder because I don't know Japanese as well, so it takes me a bit longer to learn them. But yeah, it's just something I like doing. I like singing, and it just so happens to there's a lot of songs I like there as well. So
was that even a question?
Like a match made in heaven.
I don't know. I honestly have no clue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Ryan at Esports ID.
Thank you. Question for Team Liquid. Do you think being number one EMEA team will add extra pressure for you in the playoffs?
Question for
and also with the champion spot for EMEA, this haven't been decided yet. I mean, there is 4 teams in EMEA. Do you think that the other 2 EMEA teams in groups will make it to the playoffs? And what are your expectations for them?
So about winning the EMEA, I don't think it's going to create a lot of pressure on us. It gives us the confidence now after the lock-in. So we prove to ourselves, we prove to everyone that we can play better game by game. We show to everyone that we're not the team who just you can win without any chances. So about the team, I think Boster is gonna agree with me. So yeah, if I would be happy if both of the teams will go to the playoffs, but if someone accidentally will lose, yeah, 3 of us will go to the champs. But yeah, I wish good luck to everyone. I hope everyone will show a great performance. If both of them will qualify to playoffs, we're gonna fight for that spots to the champs.
I hope one of them loses, just to make life easier. You know, like we don't want to do blooming the playoffs whilst also thinking about champions. It would just be nice to think about the Tokyo Masters.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would be very interested in that too.
Next question from, sorry, I'm going to say this really awkwardly. Nalali Hardware Views Latam.
Hello. My question is for Poster. So we know that this
The
master
guy with the
has a
broom in
great
the back.
level. So I would like to know, as an AGL, which team of this master do you consider the most difficult to read, and how you prepare yourselves to give a good performance in this role?
Well, first off, it's a shame Leviathan didn't manage to make it, but that's how it goes with competition.
True.
But here, which team do I find the hardest to read? Honestly, I think it's Fnatic. I don't know what we're doing nowadays. I'm trying to think. I guess like every team has their own play styles, and some play styles work better against us, and other play styles don't work as well against us. Obviously, with our roster now, we have more consistency against both. I know for a fact Leo wants to play Paper X to get his revenge because he's been talking about it for the past few months here. But I guess the hardest to read. Yeah, I actually don't. Not in an egotistical way, but I don't think anyone's super hard to read. Just because it's the way kind of Valorant is set out. Like you can find easier reads based on utility and where agents are. So then you're like, oh, they're doing this, I guess, potentially. But you know, some teams like to mix it up, and those teams are the scarier ones, I'd say. The ones that have that kind of deep playbook. Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck in the competition.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question for Sons of KS Latam.
Thank you very much. Can I ask my question to Sadak in Spanish?
Yes.
Muchas gracias. Hola Sadak, vienes de una muy buena racha del BST Américas y la última vez que te enfrentaste con Fnatic fue en el lock-in de Brasil. ¿Crees que escuchando sus respuestas en esta conferencia el resultado vaya a ser diferente?
Realmente es difícil de decir porque pueden pasar muchas cosas en el torneo. Me gustaría decir que sí, que si nos enfrentamos a ellos vamos a poder ganar en el futuro, pero realmente no lo sé. Tenemos que esperar y ver.
Muy obrigado por responder.
Do they have a translator though?
Gracias.
I don't know.
Thank you. Next question from
No.
Hi there. My question is for Forsaken. I was just wondering, with Benkai sadly not playing in this tournament, is there anyone lined up to take over the walkout duties?
I would say maybe not, because I think only Benkai can do that. Unlucky. So yeah, I think.
True. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Brandon Esports GG.
This is so sad.
Thank you,
It is.
Amasis to Sadak. It was an incredible year coming off of, the Champions victory last year, and now already qualifying for Champions this year after winning VCT Americas, not having to worry about that spot later on. Do you feel like being on cruise control at all, or are you taking every game kind of as seriously as you would, if you still had to qualify for Champions?
I mean, we're taking every game seriously. Of course, it is a relief knowing that we are qualified for Champions. but like every tournament is a tournament, right? Like we're gonna give it our best and try to win, try to have fun and to learn here to get to champions the best way possible. So yeah, it is a relief, but at the same time we are taking it really seriously.
Yeah, all of these guys
Thank you.
look
Next
pretty tired,
question
to be
from
fair.
Elizabeth at the Score
They're gonna be
Esports.
jet lagged. Look at Nats.
Hi, my question is actually from Najib from
Yeah.
ESTNN for Forsaken. So I'm asking this on behalf of them. Can you give us some background behind the decision to bench Benkai, especially considering something maybe late to arrive in Tokyo?
To be honest, we decided to bench Benkai, and it was team and our coach decision as well, and it's because of a role clash as well. But I don't know much detail. If you want to know about like the details, I think you can ask Alex, our coach, in the next conference. Yeah, so that's why we decided to bench Benkai.
All right, thank you so much.
We can make it easier. We can just say bench Kai. And
Bench.
it's like
True. Good call, Boaster. Good call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Renato.
Aya sleeping.
Hi, my question is for Sadak. Can I do it in Spanish?
Yes.
¿Qué tal, Sadak? Bueno, mi pregunta es básicamente sobre, hubieron ciertas dudas con Loud al principio del año por todos los cambios que hubo en el roster, pero ya en este punto creo que han demostrado que son de los mejores equipos del mundo sin duda alguna. Y tú siendo parte importante, ya no solo de este roster, sino del equipo del año pasado, ¿qué crees que es lo que ha permitido que Loud continúe con esta línea ascendente y pues siga teniendo unos buenos resultados, ¿no? A pesar del cambio de
That's
roster.
a long question.
Yeah.
Yo creo que fueron muchas cosas diferentes, no podría decir que fue una con precisión, creo que fue muchísimo, primero que los chicos son muy talentosos, también trabajamos muchísimo y hay un muy buen ambiente, entonces quizás todo eso junto hizo que tengamos unos buenos resultados. Así que quizás si continuamos con esa fórmula vamos a llegar más lejos.
Yeah, I have no
Así que
serious
creo que diría
question.
que
Some
es
of you
eso.
have a good question?
Apparently Bo does.
Thank you. Next question from
Gracias.
Next question from Diego at Hardware Views Latam.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm gonna ask to Sadak, and I prefer if you can respond in Spanish. I only want to know what is the advice then you can give to all the people that actually is giving to see the BTC from Latam, the players that actually are practice and training a lot to be in your level. What do you recommend to him to be in your position? Because you are at this moment, you are the most player actually Latam following you. So it's interesting to them to understand how to be like you because you are a pro. Thank you.
Yo diría que para la gente que me admira, que quiere llegar en la posición en la que estoy, diría que es mucho trabajo, mucho sacrificio y lo más importante es tener paciencia y entender a las personas con lo que está jugando, porque no son herramientas, son personas. Entonces, cuando una persona desarrolla empatía, desarrolla liderazgo, lo más importante para llegar en el top es mantenerse humano, entender que las personas son difíciles, que el día a día es difícil y tener paciencia y mucha empatía y sacrificio.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Bo Rendevous. Bo, are you there?
You're muted, brother.
Hi, this question is for Nats. You have, of course, stuck with Cypher in the Killjoy meta. Do you think people are sleeping on Cypher, or is it something that fits your skill set better while it's not necessarily better?
Yeah, I think people then we're gonna start playing Cypher, they're just gonna fall asleep instantly. While you're playing towards B side and they're going towards A side 10 times, what you're gonna do? But yeah, about Cypher and Killjoy, we already saw Killjoy on the Haven in the grand final. So
yes, he did.
What happened in the grand final on the Haven?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so we saw already Killjoy won, so might be Killjoy gonna happen next time. But yeah, I still prefer Cypher anyway because I start playing on that agent and I feel more comfortable on that agent. I still think that I can do more. It's anyway a bit different play styles on that two different agents, because on Killjoy you're more fighting, on Cypher you're doing other stuff. But yeah, it's more about what's comfortable, what's not.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Rabia Jinx Esports TV.
Hello again. My question is for Sadak. You mentioned during the Americas final that Les was the IGL against NRG. So my question here is it going to be the case going forward in Masters as well, or was that some sort of experiment that you guys did?
I mean, he wasn't like 100% IGL, and he was helping me with the calls. He was more like a second caller in a way. And I think, yeah, we're gonna keep doing it. We've been doing it for a while, but that was the first time he was IGL in a final, in a really important final. So, and it was really great. So we're gonna just keep doing it for sure.
Great. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan at Esports ID.
Sadhak is from
Thank you.
Argentina.
I will
so
ask
that's why I
question
know
to
Spanish.
for second in bahasa Indonesia. Selamat siang, Jason. Setelah berhasil mendapatkan gelar internasional pertama untuk PaperX di Pacific, apakah ini akan menjadi momentum untuk mendapatkan gelar berikutnya, dan juga apakah ada tekanan tambahan untuk mendapatkan trofi pertama bagi tim region Asia atau Pasifik di level global?
Tentu kalau dibilang momentum, pasti ya, soalnya kita di RX kayak Kryptonite kita banget dari dulu kan, nggak pernah menang, dan sekarang kita bisa menang turnamennya. Dan kalau dibilang momentum, pasti momentum karena confidence kita naik lagi pas kita menangin turnamen yang di grand final against DRX. Dan tentunya kita bakal try our best buat bisa menangin di Tokyo ini dan bisa nambahin slot di Pacific nantinya. So ya.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Thank you. We'll open the floor for on-site media questions now.
Somebody's left.
Is that Kojo sitting over there?
ゲームスパークの岡野と申します。プラティックのボスタ選手に質問があります。
Could be.
昨年について半年ぶりの日本はまずどうでしょうか？楽しんでいますか？
This question is for Boaster. You've been in Japan 6 months ago and you came back now. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, it's great to be back. The last time I was here, I had a lot of fun and I enjoyed it a lot, traveling to some sites, and I plan to do that again after this event. So I'm hoping that we stay in the event till the end. So then it means that the week after I get to spend time in. But to be fair, it doesn't matter if we do get knocked out, because I'll just have to spend more time and find more sites to see. But that's what I've got scheduled right now. Event and then sightseeing.
戻ってこれてすごく嬉しいです。日本楽しくて前回も観光したんですけれども、今回も観光する予定でいます。ゲームがすべて終わって最終のファイナルの方まで残って、その後に観光するというのが今の予定なんですけれども、もし負けてしまったとしても、観光の時間が伸びるだけだなというふうに思っています。
あとココイチには行きましたか
？Did you go to Kokoichi?
Had it on the first day.
Yeah?
Yeah. As soon as I got there, I ordered it, yeah. It was very nice.
とても美味しかったです。
ありがとうございます。ちょっと真面目な質問なんですけれども、EMEA リーグでは準優勝でしたが、どのような反省を生かしてこのマスターズ東京へ臨むのでしょうか？
You finished second on the EMEA League. What kind of
what
is your plan going
Camera
forward?
No.
Finishing second.
I thought they went off at half 8 at night. Why are they going off?
I think we had a great run, and I'm kind of happy that we actually did lose before coming, because I was a bit worried that the boys
Bo
were
is really gone now.
You know, like we go into this event without losing.
tell me
Yeah,
if
it
you
looks
fixed the
great,
cam.
but some of the wins we had, I
should
thought
have
they
it
should have been
fixed
losses.
right
So
here.
losing in the finals in the
There we
way
go.
that we did was
Webcam.
good. I think it
Now
helped
it's,
with getting ready for this event, and this is the
Pixel Bow.
event that
There you go.
matters. No,
Pixel
but yeah,
That's why we're not playing Killjoy.
He's going back to Cypher.
EMEA のリーグで2位になってしまったというのは非常に残念ではあるんですけれども、この大会に来る前に、ずっと勝ったまま来るのではなくて、一生負けてきたというのはすごくこの大会にとっていいというふうに捉えています。ちょっと勘違いをしていた部分というのもチームメイトの中で感じられた部分があったので、その負けを糧にこの、大会でいい結果を残すということができるのではないかと思っています。
ありがとうございます。Start.
Oh, the egg is coming.
Hi, Sergio here with the Platchat Media Conglomerate.
Here he is.
No, it's egg.
This
Here
one's
he
for
is.
Nats. You've played with
Egg.
Redgar for years now. How has his calling changed on Liquid? And how much of that has been altered by Safe being in the team as well?
Here he is.
So I would say that his calling changed way different. So how it was in Gambit and now. So in Gambit he was more like as an IGL and he was doing a lot of mid calls because we were more like listening him in the most of the situations. Now we have a Safe in the team. I also start talking in the mid calling sometimes. So in that case, he is doing the start of the call and the mid round could call everyone. So like everyone in the team. And also Safe is doing a lot of job on the list. He is calling all of the abilities that he needs. He's calling everything what he wants to take. And that kind of things also allow us to create a more map space. And
maybe that's maybe
yeah,
this is
so
the
in
new
that case
meta.
it's a bit different
Just have
because
no IGL.
in previous
Just
team he was
everybody-
doing more stuff. Now he is doing less because teammates is doing more.
That's genuinely a
Appreciate that.
problem.
Thank you.
There's too much pressure
This one for
put
Boaster.
on IGL.
You said earlier that you'd be happier if
especially
one of
in a
the
game like
other
Valorant.
EMEA teams lost in groups.
Damn right.
If you were the dictator of this tournament and you got to craft the script, which team would you pick to lose in groups?
I can't rap both.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
to be fair, I
shit.
can't
Oh.
choose one because there's players from both that I like. And I think just
It's Xiao. He just wants Xiao
even
for
if they do
Fnatic.
make it to the playoffs, then so be it. Game on. Let's have a good show. But obviously, yeah, if one of them loses, then nice, good.
There was a lot of talk about on your run, you guys kind of being able to cruise through without having to show too much stuff. We've seen other teams really develop their compositions, change a lot of stuff. Is it safe to say that you're hiding things?
Oh, we've been cooking. We have been
no.
cooking. Just
Of
you
course
aim
they
it. Our
have.
first game, everyone's gonna be shocked at some of the stuff we're whipping out.
They're
gonna
gonna
be
run
playing Cypher.
Yoru.
No, to be fair, it's just
I'd love
it's funny because people say we
Gecko,
don't
Yoru,
really change
Harbor,
much or add much,
Viper,
but it's just little details that gets missed. We're
KO.
always kind of mixing up and kind of trying to find how to best play, but you'll just have to wait for our first game and we'll see how it goes.
Oh,
Thank you.
no.
I had a question for Sadak. You said earlier that in terms of teams playing Harbor Viper, you didn't really consider your team like playing it the best. So are there other teams where you appreciate like a certain element of how they play it, or other teams where you've like stolen stuff to add to your own gameplay after they've mirrored the comp that you started?
Well, yeah, for sure. I think EG and NRG are playing it really well. NRG especially in Burr, and EG, even though we defeat them like 13-0, they've been improving a lot on that map, and yeah, we can see like I don't know. I was really surprised the way NRG was playing Harbor on Bind, for example. Like that was really cool. We didn't apply it, but it was a really good idea. That's why I'm saying like they get the concepts and they're applying it in a different way, and that's really interesting.
And one more question for you, Sadak. Could you describe Les as a teammate a little bit? He's not somebody that we, as like the English-speaking audience, have really had too much interaction with, but he's gone from being a rookie that came straight into your team, found success immediately at Masters Reykjavik, and now is developed into one of the veterans of the squad that's helping you lead. So from your perspective of playing with him right from the beginning of his like Valorant career, can you describe how that development has been for him?
Yeah, for sure. At the beginning, he was a really bad player. He was really bad. Also, he wasn't a leader, but he had a lot of potential, right? And after the changes we had with Sasi and Pancada, he really stepped up. Like he really wanted to show what he learned throughout the year, and he really wanted to lead. He wanted to lead the new young players. I've been teaching him a lot of things, like not about the game, but more about like how to be a leader, how to deal with people, how to improve in that way. He's been doing it great. Like it's not much that you see he does different in the game, but it's more like outside. He helps me a lot with the guys, helps me a lot to maintain the morale of the team. So he's been really helpful throughout the whole year.
Thank you. I got one question for Forsaken as well, and then I'm finished. But Forsaken, you made a swap halfway through the season, moving from Duelist to Flex. What was behind that whole pivot? Because prior to that, all the players on your team had talked about how good you were at so many different agents, but all I ever saw you play was Jet and Reyna, and now you're playing everything, literally everything. So what caused the shift?
I mean, I don't know, but I felt like whenever I play like the other agents, like for example, Initiator, Sentinel, it just like I become more and more disciplined. And whenever I play Duelist, it's like my brain is like totally like that. I just shoot people and I don't care, you know. So I mean, I
This is the way to say
about
it, to be
the
honest, yeah.
game. I really know about the game,
Yeah.
how to play, how to like how to say. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like moving to like flex role is new for me and it's really hard. But I'm still like learn to the other pro player as well. I still watch like a lot of like VODs from them. I still learn, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep the flexible role.
Great, thank you very much.
I like this guy, man.
Thank you. Any other on-site media questions? All right, well, that will conclude our third press conference. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
There they go. Which is my favorite team? My favorite team's the Guard, of course. But I have the
What the
Na'Vi jersey on right now.
The Gourd.
The Gourd. I'm so glad
I
they made it
fucking
to
love the
Ascension, man.
Gourd. Actually true. Ascension gonna have crazy viewership.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy viewership, over 1K peak viewers. So thank you guys. For watching.
Wow, that's actually crazy.
Okay, next up it's Mini and Efrod and Alex. Wait.
Efra and Emil. Then it is the playoff coaches. If those are the ones.
Yeah. I mean, Doom Bros is also there, so.
Wait, it's 5.
Yeah, it should be 5.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Guys, if something can't get visa for Japan, can't he just play it in Korea and attend online? I mean, it's only like 30-40 ping from Seoul to Tokyo.
I mean, the problem is they have separate servers for like LAN events.
I know. I just see like stuff like that on like Reddit and stuff. It's cheap. It makes me laugh.
Honestly, I'm starting to think like that could be actually such a big disadvantage for PaperX. But then they have another week for something to arrive. But I hope he's gonna arrive.
If he arrives, I think they'll be fine. But I don't know if I still don't know if they'll win, even if he's there. But
Next press conference is with Doom Bros, Emil, Mini, Efrod, and Alex, and I just put 2 pictures of Doom Bros.
Bruh. I'm tired.
yeah, bro.
All right, Coach Clash, let's go.
I'm looking forward for the matches though. I'm pretty hyped now. I love those press conferences. Like, I don't know. They always get me hyped up for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what is so hyped about Tokyo is like this is by far the most stacked tournament we have ever had, I feel like. Like even the group stages, we have like DRX, Energy, and teams like that in the groups. And then if they make it out of groups, we just have like banger matches. Like it doesn't even matter who plays who in the playoffs. It's just gonna be giga banger.
Yeah. There's so many good teams.
Mm-hmm. Also, given the fact that this playoff, like the split had like a regular season, then playoffs, there was like 0 to no team which like just qualified from one good run, which you had in the past. I remember like G2 had like one good run and they qualified and then they kind of like G2'd. I don't know. So I think it's very nice, the new format. I mean, the only team which I would say has like some sort of like a good run was EG. Everyone else was like just consistently good throughout the entire season. And EG is just like, I mean, they're performing great right now. It's not that they don't deserve it, but it's so cool. Interesting. Gonna be interesting to see.
I honestly just want to watch the coaches just go absolutely just go feral, just absolutely fight each other.
You know that's
Just
not
give me
gonna
a-
happen.
I need to see it.
That's not gonna happen.
No.
It is kind of crazy that Cloud9 didn't qualify. I mean, like they went. I mean, obviously they didn't win playoffs, but I mean they went 8-1.
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
the regular.
For the most part, I kind of expected it just because of like how young Rooney and Jakey are.
Yeah, but surely you didn't expect EG to upset them in the upper
Yeah.
bracket.
Oh no, not EG.
Also, in the
Absolutely not.
way they did it, right? That's
Yeah.
was quite decisive, wasn't it?
But I mean, yeah, C9 were two rounds away from knocking out NRG, so
yeah.
We could have.
Everybody's asking why is there 2 pictures of Doom Bros?
Oh my god.
I am absolutely trolling. What if we just see just one of them?
I
Not
actually asked
both.
both of them if they looked more alike or like back in the days, because like right now you can tell the difference quite easily.
Yeah.
I feel like, and they said like for the longest time they looked exactly the same, but once they moved out and like and not live together, they stopped looking exactly alike. There they are.
Oh,
Look at
Minnie is
the-
not there. Okay. Minnie's not there.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We have reached the final press conference, which features coaches from the teams. Today, we're joined by Emil from TL, Minnie from Fnatic, Alex from PaperX,
Huh?
Fraud from Loud,
Huh?
and Doom Bros from Navi. We will
Where's
start
Minnie?
with
Where's Minnie?
submitted questions.
He's
So
probably
we have
behind,
one
like,
for
out of
PaperX
sight.
Alex from Strafe. Paper Rex's compositions are pretty
Why?
aggressive most of the time, and the players
He's
play
so
multiple
tiny,
roles.
he can't see.
Yeah, he's
Having a
underneath.
lack of consistency in the roles might hinder the team's performance.
I mean, it's never bothered us before, so I don't think so. Hopefully, like we just continue what we're doing and it kind of works.
All right, thank you. We will now open the floor for remote media questions. If you have a question, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. First question from Elizabeth at The Score Esports.
Hi, my question's for Alex. Two-parter, very quick first question. Is something going to be at Masters Tokyo? Is that confirmed or not?
Hi, Liz. Right now, I think Riot and all the different government bodies and PaperX, they're doing whatever they can to get him to Masters Tokyo. It's looking quite touch and go. We will not know, even after our first game. I'm going to assume that he won't make it for the first game, but obviously we are hoping that he does.
Okay, and then my second question is, Benkai last played with PaperX on April 15th, where he was swapped out mid-series against DRX. On June 4th, a press statement was released announcing Benkai's benching, crediting a need for roster stability. Beyond your consistent wins after that Benkai stopped playing, what did you see as a large enough improvement that led you to benching your in-game leader?
It wasn't really about them. Sorry, do I answer?
Yeah, what?
Okay, so it's like I can hear like background noise.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't really about the what was the question again? It wasn't really about the improvement. It's more like when something joined the team and we're running like a 6-man, 7-man roster kind of thing, it's very hard to actually get like synergy going with the players. You know, even in practice when we're switching around players and stuff, like I tend to see like a drop off in performance. So eventually we had to settle on the playing 5. And since we had to play with someone had to go.
Wait,
you know,
wait. Okay.
It's more like a role clash kind of issue. Right now, Ben plays Sentinel roles for us, and in his way is Davai and Forsaken. They've both been playing very, very well. So by that,
we couldn't really like. I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer that we had to like put him in the back seat for a while. If someone else played like a little bit worse, then maybe we could have considered it again.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Next question from Bo Rendevous.
Hi. This question is for Alex. After the rough start of the season, there was a lot of criticism for Paper X to reinvent their aggressive and off-meta approach. Instead, the team doubled down on their style with something, joining the roster. Was there times where you felt like changing the style of the team, or did you believe in it all the way until it started to prove those critics wrong?
To be perfectly honest, I think Champions lock-in and the first 4 weeks of Pacific, we didn't really play very aggressive. I think we're trying our best to actually be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more careful. After losing to DRX, we thought, okay, look, it's not really working for us. I think we need more time to learn. You know, we have learned a lot along the way, playing like a little bit more careful, single duelist, you know, kind of thing. And we just wanted to go back to like what we know is like comfortable for us. Yeah, that's pretty much what we did.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Adli at VLRGG.
Hi, this question is for Alex once again. So this is going to be a two-parter. A lot of questions today for
07.
the first.
That's an 07.
So Jason mentioned earlier that it's most likely that he will revert back to the duelist role with the absence of something. Does this have been in line with how PRX have been screaming towards the tournament? And the second question is, are you going to be in a more friendlier term with your coaching desk this time around?
So the first question is whether Jason is going to do this, right? Is that the first question?
Yeah, correct. Is this something in line with how the team has been screaming so far?
I think it depends. Like what he said, I think it depends map by map. Some maps, yes, he's going to do it. Some maps, we're trying to figure it out. Yeah, some maps. As for the second question, yeah, I'll try to be a bit peaceful this time. I think the stress of getting here, you know, now that we're here, I think I'll take care of the desk.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Cecilia at Dot Esports.
Hello, my question would be for everyone. What are your expectations on your team's performance this master?
Mini's just there.
To win. To win.
Simple.
To play as good as we can. Not win.
Same for me. Play as good as we can.
Hey, Jake is here finally.
Right.
Mini
Thank you.
Jake.
Thank you. Next question from
Mini
Ryan
spawned.
at Esports ID.
Thank you. For all coaches, do you think this format where you guys advance to the playoffs early on will affect the team? And you guys will face group stage teams where you'll have already played 2 to 3 matches before, while you guys will play your very first match here in Tokyo. How will this affect the prep or mentality to the team?
Is that fair, bro? I think so. So I think that question gets asked like every time this happens, and I don't think there's a major deal. It just depends on the context of the team at the time. For us personally, we needed the break, and we needed to go over some stuff. So for us, I like the fact that we had a break. If we didn't have a break, we would be pretty awful. So it's good.
Kind of with Mini here, us that went to the final, you know, it's good to have a break. But also, I think more in a negative kind of point is they have some more time on the stage. They're more warm. So coming in and playing the first game against a team that's already played on stage sometimes can be a little bit difficult. It's kind of the same thing when you go from like a lower bracket and then you get warmed up to then play the finals. So it's good sometimes to actually play through everything.
Doesn't affect me because we're playing in the group stage, unfortunately. But
bad.
We've been there before, so we're used to it. I don't think we ever skipped the group stage in an event. I'm pretty sure. So just happy to play a lot of matches. That's it.
I don't really have an opinion, but it's just nice to start in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. It's good to start in the playoffs, but for us, the way we view it too is it's just extra days of practice, extra days to study our opponent. So regardless if it's on stage or practice, you know, it's just some extra time to prepare for our opponent.
Thank you. Next question from Brandon Esports GG.
Thank you. I'll ask this to the three EMEA coaches. The slot for champions is not guaranteed like it is for the other, leagues. There is a chance that every EMEA team can make it to the playoff bracket. So I'd just like to know your guys' thoughts on that decision and kind of just how you feel about the possibility of maybe placing well in the league, but still not being guaranteed that champion spot, depending on how this tournament plays out.
Right, my manager is here, so obviously I can't be too brutal. But what is the logic in we won the event and then 4 teams go and we're not at champions? Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We came top 2, we won lock-in, we screwed ourselves by winning lock-in. It doesn't really make much sense to me, in my opinion. With that being said, that's mini outside the server. Mini inside the server is, boys, we got a trophy to win. So doesn't affect us in the game, but outside the game, obviously, logically, my problem-solving brain is like, that doesn't really make much sense. So we're kind of used to it at this point. Like, it's been 3 years. We know that the decisions aren't always done in the way that we want them to be done, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
I kind of want to segue on what he said as well. You're coming to this event. The bottom, like the 4th team, will go back and play LCQ pretty much instantly. So you're playing against all the other teams that just had a bunch of practice time. So you're kind of disadvantaged in that as well. So yeah, I feel bad for the team that's gonna be 4th place in EMEA here.
I mean, technically, you could, not saying you're gonna lose, but you could win all of lock-in, go through the whole league to the final, and then go and play, come 4th, and have to do LCQ as well. Yep, that's crazy. Just gonna say. But yeah, it is kind of weird praying on one of us to have a bad run to actually qualify. So.
It's like we're praying for each other to have a good run at lock-in, and now we want each other to lose.
Yeah,
it's pretty much liquid.
Thank you. Next question from Bo at Rendezvous.
Hi. This question is for Efrod. What lessons did you learn and differences you noticed swapping from working in North America in Valorant to Loud?
Not too much as far as that goes. I just think my family being from Cuba and just having a similar background to them makes things a lot easier when the players, the upbringing, the way that they approach the game and everything is very similar to how I was. So just really grateful and happy to be part of a group of guys that share the same type of passion and dedication for what we do. So just really grateful for that, and the cultures are very similar. So yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Commend Rendezvous Podcast.
Hi, I've got a question for Minnie. I think as a viewer, it was quite easy to see Fnatic's run, through lock-in and the splits, quite smooth sailing, and it was all quite easy. But I'm interested to know, were there any like challenges behind the scenes that you kind of had to work through that maybe we didn't see because you were winning so much?
I mean, like, people have that view that like we just sailed through, but that's not how, like, even if we win the scrim like 24-0, like there's 100 notes where the boys are making mistakes. So it's like, I never view things like that. If you watch my camera when I'm like the coach cam, like you can see I'm pretty stoic and pretty mad even when we're winning rounds. Like, I don't really think about things in a way that's like, I want us to play the best Valorant, and the best Valorant doesn't mean you've won the round of the game. So I think about things a bit differently. Like, I know that outside people are just thinking, oh, I'm just sailing through, but that's not really my approach, or me or Boaster's approach. With that being said, what was the next part of the question, sorry?
Well, that was it really. I was just wondering if there was anything specific that you had to work through.
Outside the server, obviously, we've had visa issues, we've had COVID issues, we've had illnesses. Yeah. There's been a lot of things out of our control that we've had to deal with, and has had a strain on the stuff we've been able to do in game, as well as icebox being removed. So like, obviously quite a few things to battle with that were out of our control, and I'm kind of proud of the team, the boys, for kind of, and earthquakes, I guess, as well. Like, we've been through it all this year, and I think people just from the outside think that like, oh, Fnatic, they just win it all, but it's like, it's not always as simple as that, inside or outside the server.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Sons of KS Latam.
Thank you very much.
This question is for everyone. What type of tournament format do you like most? Like the lock-in is the short format, BCT middle format, no, long format, or master format is the little middle format.
Love lock-in. No, I'm just kidding.
I would say the champions format last year was good. I mean, all masters formats are good if you don't advance to playoffs. Like you just have proper groups and
I think the
regular play.
The champs format was good, but I don't know. I don't really care too much. Whatever you hand it to me, we'll make it work.
Sure.
I think Champions format is good. Also, like it feels like we've had less time between the end of the split and the event this time, which I think is going to show in the way that teams are playing potentially. Like I think that it would be nice if there was a bit more of a break between, because we'd see teams advance and develop maybe a little bit more. Yeah, because we had 5 days break and we're already here. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, same for us.
Yeah.
I've been home 2 weeks the whole year. I think so.
Muchas gracias por responder.
For me, I think maybe. Oh, sorry. No, maybe we can try a new format. Maybe something different. So maybe Swiss or something new. I've all the time. We don't really play. I haven't played a Brazilian team before. I think I'd like to try one.
Yeah, I think Swiss would be good as well. But honestly, I do like the format of the league where it's round robin then playoffs. Gives an opportunity for everyone in the tournament to play each other and kind of have a playoff to figure out who's the best team, and everyone's competed against each other. So anything that has some sort of round robin or group and then playoffs, I think would be optimal.
Thank you very much for the answer.
Thank you. Nalali Hardware Reviews Latam.
Hi, my question is for Froth, and I would like to ask if you could describe in 3 words what we are likely to see from Loud in the competition. What would they be?
I guess same old Loud. We're gonna just keep doing what we're doing and hopefully, put out a good show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth, The Score Esports.
Hi. So once again, I'm asking a question for Najib from ESTNN. This is to Mini. Fnatic enjoyed one of the longest winning streaks in Valorant until the grand final against Liquid. What do you think played the biggest role in that defeat? Was it just an unlucky day?
I think it was just a really long split. We were grinding really hard. And yeah, it's just an off day, I think, as well. Like, I think it's just one of those kind of days. We didn't really change all that much that day. My preparation was okay, but it wasn't like I stayed up to 6 a.m. or anything. So I think maybe I could have done a bit better. Maybe we could have treated it a bit differently. We also just took a day off the day before, and we've never done that before because we were just so tired. Like when you're going to every event, when you're going deep into events, it's tiring, and like the well-being of the players comes first sometimes. So like we came top 2, that's fine. We didn't win the trophy, that stings, but Tokyo's where it's at, so we're gonna focus on Tokyo.
That's right. Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Bo Rendezvous.
Hi. This question is for all the coaches, and you guys are from different regions except Doom Bros, Emil, and Mini. So I wanted to quickly ask regarding the tier 2 system, which teams do you expect to win Ascension, and are there any players you guys have your eyes on?
I can answer for me, Apex. And maybe someone to keep an eye out for could be Mystic. I don't know why I'm so careful saying that. It's like you're shouting out someone.
I would say Apex as well, but yeah, I prefer to keep players I have an eye on.
You have to say someone.
No, I don't.
Come on,
There can be a little bait, you know what I mean?
A freebie.
Okay, maybe Keiko.
Okay.
Let's say Keiko.
Yeah, Apex as well, obviously. Got the 3 Fnatic boys there, so I'm kind of rooting for them. I kind of like, I think I was a bit down, like I downplayed them a little bit at the start of the season just to make sure that they didn't have too much pressure on them, but they've been playing so sick. So I'm like kind of proud of them. As for player, there's so much Turkish talent that it hurts my brain to watch Turkish Valorant right now. Like I think Woot and Sociable have both been pretty solid. Unfortunately, Fireflux, I think Fireflux are sick, but for some reason they just seem to falter at the last moment. So, yeah, try out Turkish Valorant, I guess.
I want to shout out Enzo as well.
Yeah, same.
They're
Enzo's been so good. Like, yeah, obviously everyone's going to talk about K-Core a little bit, but like, he wasn't an IGL really, and he's now become an IGL, so fair play.
Yeah, great guy as well. So.
Yeah, from APAC, I mean, from Pacific, I think honestly, a lot of the Pacific teams thought JDR was gonna do very well in Ascension, but for some reason they didn't qualify. As for player, I think Izu would probably find himself in a franchise team soon. Yeah, as for who's winning Ascension in Pacific, it should be Bleed. I think they're the most prepared.
For me, I would say it's kind of tough to choose between M80, Guard, and the Union. I think all three of those teams are really strong. And as far as players go, big fan of Nismo since he's touching 30 like I am. So got to give a shout out to all the old school players that are trying to, make it big.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Final remote question from Adli via GG.
Hi.
There we go.
All right.
I got a
This
tier
question
2
is
question in.
for
Let's go.
Doombros. We've seen in the past during the EMEA split that Navi have played with a more interesting compositions. What were your background on the decisions with the compositions, and will we see more, let's say, experimentations, let's say more of a dynamic composition this time around?
So I would say with our compositions, it's always kind
Other
of
journalists
push and
are
pull
asking
between
me
me
about
and
why they
Angel
have
and
burst
the
chirping
rest of
when
the
I
guys.
turn on the microphone.
We tried to experiment to find our style and the way we want to play, but our style is switching up from time to time, depending on opponent or what we feel on that day, I would say. And of course, we won't change that. Like we might go to a little bit safer sometimes, we might not. Depends on who we play and how the meta is looking. Was it another part of the question?
Nope, I think
Or did I
that's
answer your
only it.
question?
Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions from on-site media?
Where's Tiak?
Mini, ask a question. Come on.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
This question's for
Egg.
Emil. You heard Minnie's response earlier for the biggest reason why he thinks that Fnatic had lost the final, but I wanted to ask you pretty much the same question. What do you think was the biggest reason why Team Liquid was able to win that final compared to the previous bouts that went so clearly the opposite way?
Honestly, I think just the energy at stage, like comparing us and them, it was different. Strats, firepower, all of that, it's good. But at the day, we need to perform. You need to come with a certain type of energy, certain type of like willingness to win. And not saying they didn't have it, but we had a lot more energy than them. Doing some barking at them, stuff like this, all of that. I think we came just without expectations, without pressure on us, because they had all the pressure on them, right, to win. And we just had
Ethan
fun.
has been
And I
hinting
think
at
we had
the
more
new
fun
agent.
than what they had. It ultimately led us to the win, in my opinion.
And thank you. Follow-up questions to Minnie as well, just about your run so far. While you were talking about it not exactly being smooth sailing like it looked from the outside, a lot of what you were doing whilst looking like the best team in the world was playing what other teams might describe as off meta. So while everybody else is trending towards, the double controller Sky and the Neon on Jet and stuff on Lotus, you guys are moving the other way with the Raze Fade. And that applies to actually quite a lot of your map pool too. Is that a conscious thing where you're trying to play differently to other teams, or is that your read on what's best currently, or what was best currently?
Um,
Saving
it's
stacks.
more about our strengths as a team, I think. Like
Saving
we're
stacks, yeah.
with the players we have. I respect that like they're kind of like almost best in slot at the things they do. And we want to make sure that we're kind of keeping that. So like, I mean, in general, Harbor just isn't something that suits us that well. Like we've tested it and it works quite well. Like we can pull it out, but it's not across the board something that we've liked on every map. Like Bosa just doesn't like it that much the way it plays.
They're
So
gonna,
yeah, it's
like,
not
pull
like
out
a
Harbor on every map
much
now,
deeper
except
than
this.
that, really.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Just baited all of them.
Thank you very much for that. I wanted to talk, Doom Bros. It's going to be your first time, the team's first time playing against NRG, I believe. What's your confidence level coming into that, and what do you think about them as opponents?
I mean, we played against Optic in the past. Obviously, now they stole one of our players, so it's going to be a bit different. But I think we're a pretty similar team to us. It's always exciting to play them. Like they do a lot of. I'm not sure how much anti-stratting they do, but they at least think about the game in a way of like countering your opponents and outcalling them. And Angel is the same, so it's kind of a battle of the minds, a battle of the coaches.
That's gonna be a
battle of
first
scenery
one.
versus
Hell
artists.
yeah.
So it's just a fun game. Like I will
Fucking,
enjoy
I'm gonna
it.
be sleeping.
awake for it,
With
but-
that said, I'm confident. Like always calm and confident.
Very unfortunate.
Thank you. Alex, I have been following Paper X's run pretty intensely, and watching your coach cam is often one of the most entertaining parts about the game. How do you find a balance as a coach between letting your players go with their ideas and with their style and trying to rein them in? Because when I listen to the comms videos, it sounds sometimes like you desperately want to say something, but you realize it's not the time in those timeouts to have that conversation. What are the kind of things running through your head when you coach this team?
Oh, okay, so I think if you listen to the comms videos, you know I rage a lot in the background. I tend to do that because if I bring it into the comms, the timeout usually is counterproductive. In the past, I think I've been a lot nastier to the players, and I think you can see that they visibly like drop energy. They just try not to make mistakes, and in that case, they tend to like mess up a lot more. You know, it's a vicious cycle. So nowadays, I think generally when we get in the timeout phase, it's more like trying to make them more relaxed, try and make sure that they understand like certain protocols we're supposed to follow, and then just reminding
much
them
of
of
this
what they
game is
do
about,
good.
like, energy
I try
and
not to
vibe
harp
now.
on mistakes anymore, like almost
Yeah.
never. I mean, the round's done, you know. So it's something I learned along the way. Yeah, so we just try and keep it positive, and then usually what happens is they get more aligned, you know, and then after that we just go in a better attitude next round.
Bro,
Your team plays very interesting compositions. You're bringing out the Harbor on Ascent, but the Harbor on Bind as well, but you're playing it in such a different way. Can you talk to me a bit about who on the team is in charge of, or who takes charge of crafting compositions that you run that are really unique and different? And those little micro plays that you do, with the weird Harbor walls and the fast sand pushes and all sorts of unusual things that you're clearly not copying from anyone else because no one else is doing it.
All right. So as for who takes charge, I think usually Forsaken is the one that's just running around the server. But they all like, you know, they all spend time alone just throwing utility around the places. Then suddenly they call me over and they're like, "Oh, Alex, come look at this. Can we do something with this?" And then I'll just drag them together, you know, and I'll put them together. It's like, okay, do something. And then as for micro plays, I think we've built that over a long period of time. It's been something we did since the start of the game. So it's a habit for them, you know. They just try always do new things. We focus a lot on creativity rather than watching other people play. But that's not we have a lot of time spent trying to watch like and learning from every single team because you know everyone here are champions already, right? They've won their regions and stuff. By and large, I think Jason Forsaken pretty much has a lot of ideas. After that, everyone just chimes in from there, and then we just sort of form like we sort of build it off a base of what Jason is saying. So usually, like if anything is creative with the harbor, it's going to be Forsaken doing like random
Actually,
walls
we
and
gotta
asking us what we can do
ask
with it.
for a table
And
review.
then the decision to bench Benkai,
Too
was that
late.
made
we're too late.
before you realized that something was not going to be attending this event? It seems counterproductive to not just return back to your original 5 if you're not going to be able to run the same roles anyway. So can you walk me through that thought process a little bit?
I think it's more like, okay, so what happens was you try to play the best 5. And in that case, I told Ben, you know, like maybe you gotta try and practice different roles, right? So that you can sub in case someone is not playing as well as he can. As for CGRS, he's been playing with us a little bit in practice as well. So it just makes more sense for us, like better for unit cohesion, because Ben has been out for a while, since maybe the 5th week of of Pacific, and he's been doing his own thing, getting ready as like a good teammate would do, like just supporting us from behind the scenes. And for this event, I think it's easier for us to work with
Egg is
CJRS
boiling.
in terms of comms rather
Real.
than Ben at the moment. That's the only reason.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Frod, you talked a lot about how the players on Loud, you can you have like a similar culture in terms of your upbringing, despite being in very different places. You've been in a Cuban family in the US, then being in Argentina or Brazil. Do you can you speak a little bit to your background there and what you kind of learned during 1.6 that's helped you be specifically good in this role? It feels like you're uniquely placed with your background and your experience to be an excellent coach for Loud.
Throughout my career, 1.6, it was always kind of a dream of mine to be part of an international team somehow. So
Wait, Bo, who did he coach?
it just never really
T1,
materialized. I was very
Pioneers,
loyal
and
with
Beast
Complexity and the
Cups.
boys that I had there. But I was always tempted, especially with like the MIBR and Kogu teams and stuff like that when we had conversations.
He was the first
And honestly,
T1 coach. I
you know,
believe.
Spanish and Portuguese is
Very
very
much,
similar,
yeah.
so it didn't
Yeah,
really
no,
take
so
too
he
much
only said
time
1.6, you need
to
say,
figure
like,
out the
CS
differences
1.6.
between the two languages. And as far as like the way that we approach the game,
Cancel like
the way that
bro
we
mentioned CS.
focus on
It's over.
our
He
team
no longer gets
chemistry,
to ask questions.
the
It's
vibes,
Jover.
the attitudes that we have,
It's
the conversations
Jover.
that we have. Obviously, we're very hard on each other and have great conversations, but we're like a family. So I think that the kind of environment that we have is the closest thing that I've ever had to my Complexity days as a player. Just the way that we treat the game, the way we treat each other. So for me, it just seemed like a perfect
Those
fit.
chairs are
Obviously
so
not
cool.
really knowing too much about every individual. But yeah, I think a lot of that is very similar, especially with just the way that just the outlook that we have on the game and also the kind of respect that we have for each other.
Do you see in any of the players on the team, specifically or as a whole, a reflection of yourself growing up, going through the same kind of things? Obviously, a very different scene in terms of esports and a different game. But is there anybody where you look at them and you feel like they're going through the
Egg
same kind
carry?
of stuff that you
True.
did on the come up?
A little bit of everyone, especially the rookies who are, putting forth extra effort to be part of a big picture. But when it comes to stuff in the game, I would probably say maybe Aspas, just because we play similar roles, snipers and stuff like that. So for me, I've been able to have a lot of conversations with him just about how to improve his game. And honestly, I would say probably that, just similar, because I had a very aggressive sniping style when I played professionally, and I think that Aspas has developed into one of the best
definitely
players
has
out
it.
there, especially with his aggressive
aggressive
style. So I
style,
think
yeah.
just helping him out and empowering him to be the best player he can be is probably the closest similarity.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Found a picture of Sideshow at the interview, by the way.
Thank you very much. We will wrap
Bruh.
up this press conference with a final question from Anton.
Hey, this is a question for Doom Bros and Emil. At a past press conference in Istanbul, you shared that your parents closely follow your
You can
games
still
with
ask
some jokes
questions.
on the
Should
part
I
of
ask
Doom
about the
Bros
desk?
about who the favorite
Bro, this
child
is a Riot
was.
guy. You can't ask
Have there
any
been any
questions.
conversations about how an outcome of a potential match could influence
Desk
that?
review.
Anything you'd be willing to share about the current state of the family group chat?
Oh, it's Anton who's asking the question.
And
Okay, never
I think
mind.
my mom has a new favorite child. It kind of hurts my heart a little bit.
I won.
Yeah,
I won.
I will see in 2 weeks.
No!
Maybe it will change. So
So far, it's me.
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We made it to the end. The event will kick off tomorrow, 12 p.m. JST, with the first match between Foot Esports and Evil Geniuses. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
All right.
Damn.
Damn. Sick. Okay, I'm gonna leave the Zoom thing.
All right. That's about it.
There we have it.
Okay.
Whew. The 5 a.m. wake up. We survived. We made it.
We're alive somehow.
I'm gonna go catch a train.
I'm gonna go get some sleep. I don't know. You should probably get some sleep, Command. You've been awake the entire time.
I probably should. But thank you very much for tuning in. If you have done, is the VOD saved on this channel? It will be, but we'll also upload it edited a bit more on the Rendezvous channel with the Stax interview and stuff from
Yeah.
earlier.
I think we
so
should just separate it, like the Stax interview one,
Yeah.
and then the other one is just the press conference VOD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very
everyone.
much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.
all right.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.